cops killing niggas, man. Word up, man. Voting ain't gonna help us, man. Marching ain't gonna help us, man. Protesting ain't gonna help us, man.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on
Man, this
me.
shit ain't no joke, man. This shit ain't no joke. Like the boy cried wolf, I ain't blowing no smoke. You don't gotta look far to see it ain't no hope in this fucked up world. I'm just trying to stay afloat. I grew up in the ghetto in the middle of the streets, H-E-L-L, the belly of the beast. Thanksgiving came around, I wasn't having no feast when the landlord talking about breaking out lease. Goddamn, what's next? My girl broke it with your boy and she did it in the text that if I couldn't have nothing that I could have love besides love for the money and selling these drugs. Sometimes it seems like it's the only way out, but every day I'm getting older and it's getting played out. Can't end up in the pen trying to find a way out. Lord forgive me for my sins, what my heart gave out. My dad died, biggest loss I ever had to take. He a big part of the reason I'm the man I am today. And moving on was a move I wasn't trying to make, but I got sons now, so I gotta lead them out straight. And even though success is looking unlikely, I stay mighty and pray nightly and remain doing the right thing like Spike Lee, which is hard in this life for a nigga like me. All my life I had to fight like my name's Sophia. Always had heart and in my heart was no fear. Boy, I stayed in some trouble always stay near. When you black in America, that's all you cold here. I can't lie. Some days I wanna break down and cry for me and my people that's fighting to stay alive. Cause living ain't living when you living to survive. Guess we living in hell till the heavens arrive. Nah, I mean,
what it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. What it's like in this life for a nigga like me. Every day I gotta fight my demons. Wake up, thank God I'm breathing. Cause all nightmares, America's dreaming. Trying to find a way to make it while surrounded by heathens. No stress long as I got a coat and I'm eating. I'm blessed and I know the Most High's the reason. But my heart's bleeding through my sleeve is seeping. For all the things that I've been peeping. Type of shit make you say fuck it and sleeping. Cause while you was sleeping during the evening, for brothers got gunned down over the weekend. Stretched out in the streets left leaking. Laid out white sheet moms grieving. All lives gotta have more meaning than another nigga dead in the paper I'm reading. Baby mama bitching every time that she's speaking. Talking like she gonna take the kids as she's leaving. How we go from kids to ending up in the deep end. Sink or swim, lose or win, saint or sin. Where does the change begin? And when does the bullshit end? Cause I wake up in the morning, gotta do it again. Go to sleep, go to work and just do it again. Damn. Can't pretend, cause when you stand out, it's hard to blend. And what I stand for, don't fold or bend. Cause I heard real folks still got too many friends. Cause when you speak the truth, then you pen to offense. So, while I'm gripping this pen, Lord, please have mercy on me. Amen.
It's time for my people to come together and rise up. The only way we gonna take our royalty back, man, is if we do just that, man. Take it back. GEN.YAHANNA, nigga. Time for us to rise out of our oppression. A wise man told me each one teach one. So I need you to reach out to your brothers and sisters and teach them, man.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues for this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find the exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good break. Sometimes I follow what is a soldier, trying to find a good ship. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword. with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on them and don't see it, separated from the tares. Now on my prayers and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah, and it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Yeah, rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to stone the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watching us. Telling people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison, they stockpile us. Meanwhile, UPK turning rebels into Rockwallers. And leave with mighty men. And now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing he ain't innocent. It's fucked up. But my boot shot, standing between two priests, about to blaze on their ass, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just club and wouldn't touch a white bitch with O'Shea's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side, clean and purge me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
Look, man, first time I met his man, GEN.YAHANNA, man, here 3807.
Rebel without a cause.
My little daughter with me. Opened the door, he was dropping the truth for me and all that.
Rebel without a cause.
Man, you know, you do your time. We're taking the mountains, training in hand-to-hand combat.
Rebel without a cause is the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, because for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get it.
Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. I can't fight the cops and the ops. Toting blocks heavy on the block. While a crack tucked in the sock. And still help the ones I love. We was on the block for the grub. If you from my side, then it's love. Wanted big knots, busting out the jeans, but we was hurting on the fiends. Without that crack, he was just like me. Dirty nigga from the concrete. But the white man dealt his hand, so we eating up the trash can. People ride by, don't extend a hand, cause to them, this an average black man. So for him, that's why I gotta make it. I ain't talking rap. Before the slave ships, I'm one of a kind. Y'all can't take it. I can never leave my spot vacant, cause I'm black. I see crowns and I take it, cause I'm black. I never been in no spaceship, but I know a UFO when I see it. I know that it's gonna come when I need it. I put faith in God more than Bible readings. Why don't play that shit? Address them when you see Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Learn to flip pennies cause I'm black. Know about semis cause I'm black. Yeah, in the hood, we was strapped 10 toes down, we wear sacks. Substitute Israelite with black. And you gotta guess where I'm at. I be with the priest chilling hard, right on Malcolm X Boulevard. To you niggas, to me the star. Everything about my life is hard, but I'll never fold, play my cards. You want beef? What's the cause? Watch your mouth, I hit hard. Back up for you need gauze. Everything you say, mad pause. Every move I make is within them laws. And I've been the boss cause it's beneficial. Ask the enemy, I've been official. If not for weed, I've been the official. Homie, I understand why you smoke. Been depressed since slave boats, but the Bible is the G code. Far blunts don't need those. Brotherhood is life's G code. Like cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. I don't gotta buy J's cause I'm black. I don't play 2K just cause I'm black. Fought my whole life cause I'm black. But I left his eye blowing black. Ain't got a trap cause I'm black. Ain't got not one face tat.
but I'm still getting profile, cause I fit these crackers profile. Scruffy beard with the dark skin, baggy sweats with the butter Timbs, so they know they can't butter him, so they rather jail cell muzzle him. If you touching him, and just comfort him, cause I'm a law keeper, a peace bringer, no tranquility, a peace bringer. Deuce in the street sweeper, coverage clip, I be spicing shit, but gunned I would die in the icy wrist, that showed in my chest ain't for blocking shit. Touch me, I'm all when you blocking shit, cause I'm black, you think I gotta cock the fifth? Well, that's a stereotype, that's accurate, cause crackers laying niggas in these cold streets and then telling my brother he got a beef for me. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black, ops wanna drill me cause I'm black, can't get no job cause I'm black, she wanna fuck me cause I'm black, her dad don't like me cause I'm black, but she Hispanic so she black, ain't got no time for none of that, bitch I'm a Jude so I'm black, cops wanna kill me cause I'm black, ops wanna drill me cause I'm black, can't get no job cause I'm black, she wanna fuck me cause I'm black, her dad don't like me cause I'm black, but she Hispanic so she black, ain't got no time for none of that, bitch I'm a Jude so I'm black,
It's rolling, know that what is it?
Purchase your tracks today.
Know the people been waiting for a minute for something authentic. Came in the truth and bossed in it, made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image. I.S.U.P.K whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage? 2 words for soft niggas. What is good riddance? Don't affiliate with feminine symptoms. I know you feel me, nigga. This a death threat to hip hop. You don't stop that weak shit, I'ma mix your lean with some Grimlock. When the last time you heard it this raw? What I wish for's when the earth inherited by the piss fall. We been to war, them the ones I'm taking risks for. Ain't got no picks or no cars to hold. Holy angels watch my steps, them Glock guard my soul. Can't let them leave my body cold. I know you feel me, nigga. Let the wicked weep and the meek prevail. God never been 50-50. I shall now awake and sleep a cell. Let the righteous cry, silence the pretender. A rebel without a cause, as long as I remember. Not taking the kingdom, the only thing on my agenda. Can't avoid me, nigga. Middle finger to the ones that try to destroy me. Revenge of beauty, I'm a beast. I told the bitch she can't eat, let she join me for dinner. My God ain't got no regard for a sinner. One call fall on him like timber. I know you feel me, nigga. In the eyes of terror, I stand still. Go to work for the colony, bring it back to the anthill. Plus everything I drop heavy as an anvil. Show you how to stand like a man in this damn field. I know you feel me, nigga. Fuck equality, it gotta be one man win and the rest lose. Wave devastating, I'm calculating my next move. U.P.K will real niggas seek refuge. Body shots for pause, that'll get you bruised. My niggas whole ranker, check your little attitude. I came to fuck up your mood on your little holiday like I'm Mr. Scrooge. Resurrected from the grave, walking from the fall. Visions in my eyes, gripping the mic, screaming God bless the underdog. Down by the letter, and live by that protocol. Walk by faith, not by sight. Ain't no hope for getting struggles. Life like some war resist or get pulled into a world that never left you. I will endure. Election will be sure. Correction will be swift. No Will Smith, but I am legend. What else would you call the killer of deception? A leader got soldiers on post in every direction. On go like a German shepherd. Young and a restless. Wear honor like a diamond necklace. I know you feel me, nigga.
Purchase your tracks today.
It's lonely, no, that's what they said.
Pick it up. Bring it by you. Make sure.
You understand? You done found
If you don't cross the line, you done crossed it. If you don't play games, go play that somewhere else. We got business to do here. If you don't cross the line, you done crossed it. If you don't play games, go play that somewhere else. We got business to do here. Cross the line or get the out. Either one.
I.S.U.P.K.
If you want to cross the line, you'd have crossed it. If you want to play games, go play that somewhere else. We got business to do here. Cross the line or get the out. Right. Either one.
I.S.U.P.K.
Yeah. We are live on Cross the Line Radio. I like to call this the Passover edition, where we got every Israelite brother, every Israelite sister from across the four corners of the earth converged onto headquarters in Harlem, New York City. Give yourselves a round of applause in the building. Act like y'all scared.
Clap it up.
All right, we got a special guest in the building tonight. He goes by the name of Son of Man. Before I bring that brother on, I believe you're still online, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, sir. Before I bring you on, of course, we do an intro. Y'all know tomorrow we got the Lord's Passover, where we celebrate the vengeance that the Lord executed on the Egyptians for harming the children of Israel. And we pray for the day for that vengeance on the so-called white man for harming the children of Israel in this place we call America. So we're going to have a good time tomorrow. Going to be a lot of lamb eating, a lot of wine drinking, pictures taken. It's going to be a joyous time. I love these events. I remember my first Passover was in the headquarters in Philadelphia when it was the headquarters at that time, and we had that place packed. And then we had the Malcolm X Boulevard, and I've seen the brotherhood and the sisterhood it almost seemed like it doubled every year. Right. Every year it went from like 30 to 60, 60 to 120, 120 to 240, 240 to 480, etc. Like last year was big. I think this year is going to be humongous. So Barak Atah Yahweh Shah for the excellent growth that's been shown in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. We're going to have a good time. I got the big priest in the building, Captain Mama Quad, all the way from Chicago. I got Gadar up here with me. I got the Bar Moth up here with me. Made these glorious ass armbands for me to go with my garment. That's going to look better. Oh, shit. That's going to look better than my garment.
I mean, it ain't look like mine, but it's all right.
Sound like a hater, man. You know, they hate sometimes. Now let me stop. All right, so now as we continue on with the show, I got my man, being that he called impromptu on time. For those that don't know, this brother goes by the name of Son of Man. I need y'all to stay focused. This brother goes by the name of Son of Man, and to my understanding, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you are the leader and teacher of the new nation of Islam. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I received your bio. And when I looked at your bio, it said in 1973 you met or you went to Muhammad's temple and you accepted the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and as you accepted those teachings and he passed, you kept the baton of Islam, of the Nation of Islam. Am I to understand that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, before I ask you any questions, I'd like you to introduce yourself. I don't want to just start off asking you questions. Right. So before I ask you questions, I'd just like you to introduce yourself to my audience for those that may not know you on my side.
I'm the Son of Man, and I'm the leader and teacher of the new nation of Islam. And I'm the one that the scripture tells you when Jesus was prophesying, he said, "For if the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." That is referring to myself.
Okay. That would be, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
And so now we can go on with dialogue.
Okay. So now that'll be my second question. My first question is, you said Elijah Muhammad died and you call yourself the new nation of Islam. So the first question that I have for you is that there's another nation of Islam that exists, which is under Farrakhan. So are you different from Farrakhan or are you the same as Farrakhan? Like, I guess I would be saying, like, who's the proper authority? Because, of course, we know Farrakhan claims the same authority you claim. So who would have the proper authority?
No, Farrakhan don't claim the same authority that I claim. Would you ask them to kind of hold it down so I can hear you? The minister Farrakhan has deviated, and you know, the history of him. You know, I knew him back when, and I know him now.
Go ahead, brother. I can hear you.
One example is that you notice when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was here, you would never have seen a member of the Nation of Islam going outside the nation to seek guidance from someone like L. Ron Hubbard.
Right,
I mean,
right. That's a fact.
Right.
Just don't happen.
Right.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that what he was teaching us, he said, Islam is the perfect civilized teaching.
Mm-hmm.
The meaning of the word perfect means that it needs nothing added to it or taken from it. It means that it's complete. And if you have something that's complete, then why do you need outside help?
Okay, now, before we get to Ron L. Hubbard, when I say the torch was passed to you, I'm talking about in 1975 or 73 when Elijah Muhammad passed away. At that moment, was it you that the torch was passed to, or was it Farrakhan that the torch was passed to? I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about at that moment.
Actually, I don't use the term torch being passed, because it's not about a torch being passed. It is about the Son of Man being raised from the dead.
Okay.
And that is what happened. When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad saw that I was alive, and when I say alive, I mean spiritually, he knew his mission was done, and mine had begun. And that was even before he passed.
Okay.
So why is it?
Let me finish.
Oh no, I'll let you finish, but then I need you to answer this, because I want to kind of hone in on this.
I will answer it. Just let me finish the first answer.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1974 Savior's Day, he spoke of it. He said, get up, brother. He said, come on in, brother. Have a seat, brother. He said, he was dead, now he's alive. He was lost, now he's found. He was referring to me. And so that's why in 73, when I was at Savior's Day, he told everybody, he said, our Savior has arrived. And that's who I am. And now you had another question.
Oh, okay. Now, I mean, that seems like a very loose interpretation. Now, the reason why I say that is because there's records of Elijah Muhammad giving the nation over to Farrakhan. And not only that, but he inherited the mosque. He inherited the titles. He inherited the following. You understand? So hold on. So if that is not the case, then what did he hand over to you physically? Did he hand over any mosques? Is there an actual record of him mentioning you by name? Is there anything where you can hold on now? I let you finish, so now you have to let me finish my question. So is okay, so let me compound it then. I'm trying to give you the surmise, so this way you could answer it in totality. So hold on. So with that being said, hold on 1 second. Is there any concrete evidence of him passing over the nation to you besides him giving this phrase?
First of all, he didn't pass the nation over to me.
I touched the button. All right.
That's not the correct language. There was no nation. As the messenger said, you wasn't there. I was. The teachings, the lesson says this: what is the birth record of the said nation of Islam? And the answer was, the said nation of Islam has no birth record. It has no beginning nor ending. Now, explain to me what that means.
When you say the Nation of Islam has no beginning or no ending, are you talking about the American?
Just a minute. That's not all I said. I said the Nation of Islam has no birth record.
Right. You said it has no birth record. It has no beginning or no end, correct?
Explain what that means.
My question to you is, my response rather to you is, so I can answer accordingly. It's almost like there's two different Islams. You have the one that was started by Muhammad in 700 AD or around the early 700 AD. And then you have the Islam that was established by Fard Muhammad. Right?
Well, Brother Captain, you're right on that one.
Okay.
That is what the messenger said.
Okay, so now my question to you is, when you're...
Wait a minute. Before you go on, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said,
right,
all the world of Islam has to learn what has happened here in America.
That's not my question, though. But you deviating, though. You made a statement. You made a statement that said that Islam had no beginning or no end. So now I'm asking you to
but wait a minute.
I'm asking you to clarify. I'm just asking you to clarify which Islam you're talking about, because you have the Arabic.
I will tell you.
No sweat. All you gotta do is just tell me which one you're talking about, so then I can answer the question that you posed. So are you?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this. He said, Islam of Muhammad of 1400 years ago served that time. We need a new Islam to serve this day.
So it's a different Islam then. It can't be the same.
No, it's not.
Okay, so then you can't say that it was the beginning. It has no beginning or no end, because there is a beginning. There is a beginning of this Islam.
But not. The question was not, what is the birth record of Islam?
That was not the question. That's correct.
The question was, what is the birth record of the said nation of Islam?
No, the question was, what is the record? What Qadazai said was, there's a record of Elijah Muhammad passing the torch or passing the mosques down to Farrakhan.
He told the NOI to follow Farrakhan.
Right. Where is the record that it was told to follow you? Wait
a minute.
No, one second. You have to wait a minute. You have to wait a minute so you can be clear, so you can.
No, I'm trying to understand what you were saying, because that's not what happened. You wasn't there.
That's fine if you want to say. If you want to say that's not what happened, that's fine. But
no, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't pass nothing to nobody.
No sweat. But just make sure you're answering the question properly, because you're changing from
what
you're changing.
Now, wait a minute.
You're changing from
Now, I want you to understand something, brother. I'm trying to show you respect as the host of me.
Well, I haven't disrespected you. I have not disrespected you. I'm just making sure that you're answering the question.
Now, whether you believe I'm the Son of Man or not, I am.
We haven't got to whether you're the Son of Man or not. We're establishing who's the right.
Well, then, don't. Were you in the Nation of Islam when the messenger was here?
No, that's not the question.
Okay. Then, just a moment. Well, then, don't try to act as though or speak as though you're some expert on the.
I'm not speaking as an expert. I'm not speaking as an expert.
So then when I tell you what happened and what didn't happen, then you are not to try to dispute me on that.
I got you. You're going down the wrong path, brother.
No, sir, you're the one going down the wrong path.
No, you're going down the wrong path because you got emotional when your authority was questioned.
Not emotionalism that I'm talking.
Look at how you sound. You sound very emotional. I'm very calm. I can listen. I can get loud. I can get loud. I can get loud like you. I can be ignorant. I can be ignorant like you. Or you can deal. You happen to be an elder man, so I'm trying to give you a little bit of reverence. So that we can have a dialogue. But if all I'm asking you, listen, the only question that was asked was who gave you the authority? Because all this time,
Nobody gave me authority.
One second. Popular opinion. You gotta
hear. Just a moment.
Listen, if you say you the Son of Man, that means you will follow the scriptures, because
I don't need nobody's authority.
Thank you. Okay, so now you don't need nobody's authority. So you said, okay, I understand. So we're gonna get rid of Farrakhan. We'll get rid of Elijah Muhammad, because according to you, you don't need nobody's authority. So you didn't need, one second, you didn't need Elijah to say anything for you then, because you were already the one chosen, correct?
We are not going to get rid of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
You said you don't need no one's authority, so that would remove Elijah Muhammad as well. If you don't need nobody's authority.
I am the Lord.
You're the Lord. Good night. Okay, so okay. Good night. Okay, so now you're the Lord, right?
Yes.
And you're saying you're the Son of Man, right?
Yes.
Okay, how do you prove that? That you're the Lord and you're the Son of Man? You would have to show me a few things. Now I'm gonna give you my whole premise, and then I'll happily give you the floor. Are we clear?
Okay, you go ahead and put your premise out there.
Okay, so what I need is according to Deuteronomy 18 and 18, because when you say Son of Man, that's from our scriptures. That's from the book of, excuse me, that's Ezekiel, that's Yahushua, that's any Israelite is referred to as a Son of Man. The Quran or Islam would start off in its origin as an Arabic or Ishmaelite religion. That's not Israel. So when you say that you're the Lord, that you're sent as the Son of Man, I need you to show me biblically where that's correct, one. And then the second part is show me where an Israelite can teach another religion or another doctrine besides the one that the Lord gave the children of Israel. That's my two premises. You have the floor.
Now, first of all, you start talking about what Moses taught and the other prophets. You must remember that that is prophecy.
Continue.
Look, if you're going to turn this into jokes,
no, we just want
I need more of an
premise.
answer.
The premise that we asked for is from a scripture. Like everything that we do is from, even for you to make the claim that you make, it has to come from the scriptures of the Israelites first, even if you want to attach the Quran to it. So what I would need, what I asked you for was the scriptural base of
what you were doing is called bigotry.
I keep it down, Akim. Wow.
And I'm not interested in participating in a bigoted forum. So
this is not a bigoted forum. You said you're the Son of Man. You said you're the Lord.
Well, I'm not here. I'm not here to. Every time I go to answer something, you cut me off. When I'm trying to explain to you and show you the truth, you don't want the truth. You just want something.
No. You have the entire floor. You have the entire floor uninterrupted right now.
I want you to come into my broadcast tomorrow.
I don't have, well, no, tomorrow would be difficult because I celebrate the Passover, but next Friday
brother Jamar will set up a time for you to come in where we can.
But if you're not gonna finish, you would have to finish the conversation here. I asked a simple question. Just give me the script.
He hung up. Okay. If I may, you understand? So
that's what you call body bag.
So you're that's a body bag.
That's an early body bag, right?
Early.
That's like 15 minutes. Let me look at bag.
That was the fastest body bag in history.
In the history.
Like straight up and down. Y'all want to make some noise? Y'all make some noise now.
It might be a body bag in the back. Can we get the sound
effects? It's right there. There's the body bag.
Oh, the body. I'm sorry, the body bag over there. Can you give me the body bag?
But he telling me.
Yeah, give me the body bag.
You gotta listen to me because I said so.
Let me get that body bag.
You understand? I don't need no substantiation, nothing of the sort. It's just what I say matters.
This is what we put niggas in right here. Turn around the other way. Say City Moore. That's the body bag right there. That's the early body bag. Now I did that for y'all. I didn't want to have a guest this Thursday, but I believe Texas said they wanted a body bag, right? So the Lord gave y'all one, and then the Lord took them away. Because this is about y'all. This is not about a goddamn Muslim or no shit like that, man.
I can't believe that.
I can't. When you ask somebody, when they say they the Lord and you say, show me in the scriptures where you the Lord, that's what happened. They hang up.
We didn't even get nowhere. I wanted him to show me where Moses talked about a big-headed alien and.
Well, everything I always say, like, Kadazai really is the shit starter. I don't know if y'all know. I don't know if it's a hype thing or not, but Kadazai is the shit starter. So the first question he asked is what got him emotional was what certified him. All right, so now we're gonna do the real show. I got Mama Quad from Chicago, the Hall. We got Texas in the building. I like to bring each city up and interview y'all if that's okay. So whoever's in charge of each city, I want y'all to be able to come up and talk about y'all city. All right? Is that fine? Okay, no sweat. So we got the big priest first, all the way from the Midwest. So how was the drive up, man? Yeah, get a brother a haircut, man. You cut the mic on if you want. And before you go, we are taking calls live. If you want to call in, you got a question or comment, hit us up. 646-481-6315 is the number. If y'all want to hit us up, y'all can hit us up, no sweat. But we got the big priest, Mama Quad, coming in.
Yes, sir.
How was the ride in, man?
Man, the ride was good. We had 3 vehicles. We got here safe, you know what I mean? So the ride was good. It was good to get up here.
Yeah, you want to say something? Yeah, that was fast. He cried quick. Like maybe in his old age he couldn't take this shit. He's like 60-something years old or some shit like that. So
you could tell he was gonna run.
Yeah, Islam is like trash, man.
Right.
Yeah. So now, how many did y'all come up with? You just came up with Chicago. No other cities came with y'all.
No, I don't believe. Yeah.
Did y'all drive or did y'all fly?
We drove. We had
how was that ride, man? That's what that's like 12 hours. I know that ride well.
Yeah.
Me personally,
the ride was good. You know what I mean? Brothers, you know, they ain't take too many bathroom breaks this time. But you know, other than that, we came with 3 vehicles, 15 passenger, 9 passenger, and a regular car. And the rest of the brothers, they gonna fly in. You know what I mean?
Okay, so now the question I'm gonna ask everybody, now Malquad, you get it first, so the rest of y'all be able to prepare your answers.
No sweat.
Like, what does it mean to come to Harlem? Well, in this case, the Passover's in Yonkers, but what does it mean to come to New York to actually keep the Passover? Because you could have kept the Passover wherever. Right. So what does it mean for you to come to New York to actually keep the Passover?
Right. Well, for one, it means a lot to me because my whole start, you know what I'm saying, even though I'm from the Chicago area, my whole start in the truth was me coming up here to New York and Philadelphia. Is where pretty much I got my start. My second camp was in Times Square. So
right, I remember.
Yeah, so to come up here.
You got taken down on that one, right?
Nah, I ain't never been taken down. Nah, that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, to come up here, you know, being that this was pretty much my start, it for sure mean a lot. You know what I mean? And the fact that all the brothers and sisters from, you know, around the country was coming up here, you know what I mean? I definitely wanted to, you know, partake in that. You know what I mean?
Meat didn't play a part in it, right?
Meat, that definitely played a part. I tell people all the time, New York got the most women and the beautiful women. You know what I'm saying?
That's subjective though. Because if you ask somebody in New York, if they go to Atlanta or Chicago or something like that, they probably gonna say the same. It's just new.
I say Miami.
Well, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that would agree. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of brothers that would agree with that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, those are the reasons I came up.
Okay, now we got my man Gadar on the end. I want to get the sisters on the y'all camera shy. I want to get y'all on the camera too. Y'all don't want to be on the camera? Oh, you're not? Yeah, that's One West. Yeah. So they made a point to say, no, we're not camera shy. I want to make sure we get the sisters on here too. So we got Captain Gadar. Y'all get that brother hand clap as well. Get the mic, man. This my. You get your Diddy Bop on the show. Yeah. I coined, for those that don't know, the Diddy Bop was coined by me. I started that, right? I'm the king of cutting. Yeah, I'm the king of cutting. You want? Yeah, I'm the king of. Especially when we was battling Liberty Place, I think I cut in like every 2 minutes. That wasn't me. That was the Lord, y'all. Good time. Well, we got Gadar. You came all the way from where?
California.
Okay, so now Gadar came all the way from California. Now you didn't start off running the school in California, right?
We're gonna go there with it. Okay.
Nah. Everybody, they don't get to see everybody in the UPK.
Nah, you're right.
I try to give, it's like an interview.
Yeah. As Captain Zaryak, we allowed to cuss on here, right?
Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Hold on, y'all see the shirt? Cross the fucking line or get the fuck out of here.
Goddamn. So as Captain Zaryak, he asked the question. Like when I first came into the truth, I was a fuck up. Salakia.
I wasn't going that far back. I wasn't going that far back.
Well, I mean, you brought it out, so shit.
He went to the beginning.
I was a fuck up, but I got that shit right. But you said I wasn't starting. I wasn't running school. Now I wasn't running school at first, but then I did start running the school real fast.
Right. Real fast.
Yeah,
and like fast. When a brother, what I'll say for somebody that has been close to Gadar since he's been in, this brother took that school. Where's all Cali at? Where Cali at? Anybody feel it? Can y'all stand up real fast? Nobody from Cali in here? God damn. What, they all left? One more, all of them left?
Yeah, they gone. About 6 hand classes.
But that brother raised that school up in California, man, with such zeal. You know what I mean? One of the fastest ranks of captain I've seen. I'm envious of all y'all with y'all rank, by the way. Y'all don't know how long it. I was a 50 for it seemed like forever. And then y'all come in here 53 months later, he 1,000. Then he 5,000. Then he be a captain or some shit. I was like, where did he earn it at? No, I'm just joking. But I come from the old school. It'd be hard, like in New York. Actually, New York, how hard it is to get ranked because of where I come from. It's not on purpose. I just didn't come up like that.
Listen, y'all ain't getting rank out here unless you're doing work. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? That's why we told that story the other week.
What story?
How I almost got seduced over to Chicago.
Oh yeah. Quad. Yeah, cut it on, man. Quad tried to steal Katazan from me, y'all.
Flip it up.
And me and Mama Quad, actually, me and Mama Quad was like this, son, in Philadelphia. We was like this. As soon as his ass go to the Midwest, he in Katazan. I won't do that. Right. I won't do that in Chicago. I'm gonna let you grow. Right. Hey, fuck out of here.
You was sounding like you was ready to take me to council.
I was, but I went to him and him alone first. I did it right. I went to him and him alone first. Right. And then what I tell you to cut us out.
Listen, I needed counsel over this shit.
But no, the Dawhard came up in here, man, and was able to raise up the captain. But I don't want to take away from why is it important for you to come to New York for the Passover?
Oh man, it's definitely important, man. The first thing is, you know, Christ died for us to come back to the Passover.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gotta, pay whatever the fuck it costs to get on that plane and get your ass in New York, get your hotel. That's why we got brotherhood and sisterhood, because we can put our money up together. Cram up, you know what I'm saying? Do what we gotta do to get to the Passover. But it's important, man, not only to see
Caller, hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
No, I don't know if this is the same. Caller, are you? What's your name? Where you calling from? I don't know if this is the same caller or not.
Shalom, this is Rob, young man Rob from Palm Beach.
Okay, you got a question or comment, brother?
I was just calling to let you know, the Florida squad is on their way.
Oh, Most High
Christ,
brother.
We're on the road right now. We got take an hour and a half.
Hey, I don't know if we're still gonna be. Will we still be here in an hour and a half?
We'll probably be back to roll out.
Yeah, y'all going up to the but they going to Jersey though. Y'all hotel in Jersey though, right?
Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see y'all tomorrow, brother.
All right, Connor.
Yeah, no sweat, man. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, shalom. Y'all some Shabbat.
Y'all about to see your Shabbat.
Good dog.
No, it's important for us to come to see the Akim, but it's the law for sure. And Christ died for us, man. You know what I mean? So we got to come out here, celebrate the Passover every year.
You
know what I'm saying? I think me and Kazazak came together. It's our 6th Passover?
6
Passover.
6.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I did in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
I remember, man.
Yeah.
Boy, you look like a baby. Like, how does that look like Sahar? He looked like a baby when he first came in there.
He just gonna embarrass all of us tonight.
Yeah, man. I've been drinking.
Fastest rank that captain I've ever seen in my life.
Fast, yo.
But I mean, you approved it. You know what I mean? So
I did.
Yeah, all right, come on now.
Now listen,
go ahead.
If he approves it, that's
I know.
big.
I know.
That means
so. You know what I'm saying? So say something about that next time. So like it. You know, I checked the checking the Captain Nazari out since I was a young man. You know what I'm saying? So you be fucking around, but yeah, but you know the Passover is amazing.
I ain't that bad, yo.
Nah, the Passover amazing. It's important for us to come. I know it's a lot of people. Raise your hand if it's your first Passover. They look at that. God damn. Imagine what's gonna be tomorrow. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me ask you this. How much sacrifice did it take for you to get here? Yeah, the guy, look at it. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna take an arm and a leg every year. You know what I'm saying? Every year is gonna be like that.
Anybody got 1611 on them that I could grab? It might be one right there. Almost
Go ahead.
It's,
You want
it's,
to
a,
pull
it's
a
a
preset?
out on the side of that, just so you know.
You want to pull a preset, Cap?
No.
Oh, nah, but I mean, I ain't trying to hold the mic too long, but I do want to give my shout out, man. Shout out to my Cali Cat, man. Them brothers, man. Them some hardcore soldiers, man. You know what I'm saying? Them my niggas. Hey, I'm gonna be biased. Hey, while I'm sitting by Captain Zark the whole time, my brother is saying, I'm sitting by him and during class, right? Every time a New York brother say something, he pull a preset. He said, "That's New York, nigga. That's New York, nigga." I'm like, all right, nigga, whatever. That's a lot, sir. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Cali Cat, man, brothers and sisters, man. You know what I mean? It's, the scripture says, endure to the end. You got to endure every goddamn thing. You know what I mean? Including coming to the pastor, including your own. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna do it. Go to the precept, do what it do, and get on with your life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the pastor important. Seeing the brothers, seeing the sisters. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? So
we got another captain in the building, Razaya from Atlanta camp. You get a mic quarter. I know you like the hog. You ain't running the camp.
But like no.
Hey, make sure. Hey, the bottle one. Can you put the camera on? Oh, slide. Yeah, you come on around the corner. Don't come.
Yeah, don't fuck it up, right?
We got Rod Desire now. Rod Desire from 2010, right?
Coming in.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
I mean, pass his officer's test 2010. His brother been rolling since 2010. So this what? What pass over?
Shit, eighth.
Something like that. I'm 9 years old tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be 9 tomorrow. So now, how was your coming into the school? Because you used to do it the hardcore way, right? It was over the phone class.
Yeah. That one day, that once a week class is Wednesday with
That's that old school shit. Yeah. Before all of YouTube and you little babies, y'all get the YouTube the easy way out. It was like once a week class. You had to make that class.
I'm about to say
we both did it like that.
Yeah, you did it like I'm sorry.
Don't forget about us.
He don't want to be outdone. I had the once a week class too.
We got some stripes.
This ain't about y'all. It's about Rot Desire.
But I came in the same way. I mean, just hardcore once a week class. Yeah, man. Listen to Commander Gen.YAHANNA, G.E.N.YAHANNA, Junior Hazayan. Yeah, I mean, just wanting to be a part of this brotherhood. Like what y'all see around y'all is about brotherhood. You know what I mean? Passover is about brotherhood. Yeah, man. So shout out Officer Yah.
Damn right. That's my man right there.
That's my main man.
Yeah.
Second hand.
I named that nigga.
Exactly. Yeah,
so
I know. Yeah.
I named a lot of, well, probably not in here, but I named a lot of cats.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of work. Paul said if I may boast, I'm not gonna boast. Okay.
But nah,
is Atlanta in here? Who's all from Atlanta in here?
We got brothers. Brothers coming. Yeah, just y'all be out right now. We got brothers coming in. They driving in.
Okay, no sweat.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's a big thing. I mean, this Passover. I mean, the reason why we came to New York is because to pay homage to the brothers that came before us. Yeah, I mean, Commander Gen.YAHANNA. It was always in New York. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do the same thing. We'll keep the traditions. You know what I mean? And that's why we do it. That's why it's important to keep those same traditions since 1969. Understand? It don't change. You know what I mean?
And listen, and that's because listen, in the spirit, man, New York is Jerusalem.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is why brothers travel from all over the world to come out here. You know what I'm saying? This is why we make that sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Brothers be, you know what I'm saying, about 10 deep in a van. You know what I'm saying? AC might be busted. I don't know what the deal is. Kids coming up, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But the point is that that's why we all come up here, you understand, in that unity, you know what I'm saying, in that brotherhood, man.
All right. I want to, before I get the next captain, what I wanted to point out with Mao Quad, you got a mic? That one right there. That one ain't working?
It might be dead.
Okay, what I wanted to point out with Mao Quad, what I wanted you to talk about, Mao Quad did not only come to the Passover, I think it was 2011, you actually stayed.
No, not too. I went back home, then came back.
I thought, no, you was at the 2010 one at the Malcolm X joint.
Yeah, in 2011 I came. I moved up there.
That's what I said, just said.
Oh, my bad.
I think I know what I'm talking about here, man.
My bad.
I'm certified.
I understand.
No sweat. 2011, you came up in here. So what made you want to actually stay? Because that was a great sacrifice, because you had children back in Chicago.
Yeah, that's
correct. You had a rib back in Chicago.
That's correct.
You had a whole life in Chicago.
Right.
But I was about to fuck with you.
Yeah.
But anyway,
this guy full of jokes. You understand?
But anyway,
he got me where he want me.
You left me. So like you left
Go ahead.
everything that you had in Chicago to come into Philly, and you stayed in the Philly how long?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah,
So you stayed in the Philly till 2014.
That's correct.
I was mad when you left, Salakia. But what made you want to make that type of sacrifice or commitment? Because I think that's something that should be heard, because a lot of people think that when you come to this truth, it's an easy thing. They think it's just you come into the truth, you learn the law, statute, commandments, you sit your ass home or something like that. But it's a little bit more. You took it more serious than that.
Yeah.
So what made you want to make that type of commitment or sacrifice with brothers that you did not know? So I want to not only know what made you make that sacrifice, but what was your experience with brothers that you didn't know? Like, how was you received on that as well?
Well, it really, the Lord opened up an opportunity for me to move up here.
Right.
I had got fired from my slavery or whatever the case may be. So I figured, the next best thing to do was to move up here, be amongst the brotherhood, and learn directly from the OGs.
Right.
Like the brother was saying, I used to take the over the phone classes or whatever, and it'd be frustrating. Sometimes the phones would work, sometimes they wouldn't. So I actually wanted to sit in the class with Commander Gen.YAHANNA, with General Muhammad, with General Haas. You know what I mean? I just felt it would be better, and I could learn faster by sitting, you understand, at the foot of these men. So the Lord put the spirit on me to move up here. It was the opportunity came because of my firing. I moved up here, and of course, the brotherhood was the main reason of all.
Right.
There is no brotherhood better than the ISUPK.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? There is no sisterhood better than the ISUPK, huh?
No, good.
Yeah. So and so those was the thing.
Until we get a call,
we might be able to do that.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah. So those was the things. And then when I came up here and actually moved, of course, everybody in Philly know I stayed in like 8 different cribs. You know what I'm saying? Slept on floors, couches, wherever I could sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. And I, experienced amazing brotherhood being up here, not just in Philly, you know what I'm saying, but just, just on the East Coast period, you know what I mean? From yourself, Côte d'Ivoire, you know what I mean? I experienced amazing brotherhood from New York, Philly, DC, all, you know what I mean? The whole time I was here, I barely had a slave, but I always had a roof over my head, food, and money in my pocket. I never worked in slavery. So that should tell you, you know what I'm saying, how essential the brotherhood is, you know what I'm saying, in the UPK.
That's what's up, man. I think like Mawakwa's story is like an amazing ass story to me. Because the brother, he just left everything. He don't know what the fuck he getting. They talk brotherhood, but you don't know if it's gonna be legit. You know what I mean? And he was able to come here, and that's one of the probably what makes anybody stay in the UPK is the brotherhood that exists. Because I don't know, like a brother walking that door, whether it's this school, New York, Philly, Atlanta, wherever it's at, and you get treated better than any family member you ever got treated by.
Right.
Whatever you need, whatever you want, whatever it is, we're gonna break our back to make sure you get it.
Right.
And that's amazing to me.
Right.
Because your whole life, like when General Muhammad was in class today and he was talking about you got a brother, but you fighting your brother.
Right.
Like you really do think that that's some normal shit.
Right.
But then when you come in here, I ain't had a fight with nobody, and I've been in the truth not that long, since 2010. I ain't had a fight with not one brother in this school.
Right.
Not one. I ain't had a disagreement with a brother in this school. So you talk about 10 years with brothers that I don't know from a can of paint.
Right.
That I ain't had a disagreement, argument, or nothing, and they tell me what to do. I got brothers that literally tell me what to do. I do it, etc. Like that. I think that's an amazing thing, which is how you know that the Bible is real. Because without that Bible, we wouldn't do none of this shit here.
Right. Okay, it's Salakia, and we talking around like look how many brothers is in this room. You understand? Now, how many of y'all had a little sip tonight? You know what I'm saying? I've been drinking since 7. There's no shame in it. You know what I'm saying? But here's the point. Where have you ever gone where it's this many brothers? You understand? This many black and Hispanics in a room. You understand? From this many different locations, and nobody trying to kill each other. You understand? Nobody trying to fight with each other. And we're talking about how many years of this going on. You understand? How many different cities we travel to, how many stressful situations, how much little sleep we running on.
In Cali, when we went to the cookout in Cali, Me and my quad had a hotel set up that at the last minute it dropped.
Right.
And fucking Lahab and his father brought us in their house. Brought us in their house. I ain't never felt that type of hospitality. It was better than any place I've ever lived until this day. That was at the drop of a hat. They was told we ain't had a place to stay. They said, y'all can stay with us. That's amazing to me.
And it's because of those stories that I call Captain Goodall on the phone. I say, yeah, listen, when I come to Cali, I'm staying with the Israelites.
Right.
I want tacos for breakfast.
Like, that's amazing. Like, that's what this brotherhood is about. And that's how you know that's what it takes to conquer a nation or to build brothers up. Because brothers from the different walks of life that they seen from different cities, y'all all know. Y'all see the gangs or y'all see the blocks, y'all see no brotherhood there. So when you see something like this, it should make you want to roll up into something like this. If you really care about black people. Now, if you don't, you can go into the Christian church and do that shit, or you go to that Muslim nigga. Right. That nigga got mad just for like, if someone want to question my rank, I don't have a problem answering it. If they'd asked Commander General Yohanna, if Commander General Yohanna went somewhere and they said, you know, there's other Israelite groups out there, what certifies you to be the number one? Commander General Yohanna would have answered that question with such ease, it wouldn't have been nothing. Right. But when you know you don't have that rank or authority, you act like a bitch. Right. And that's what that old nigga did. Act like a bitch. And I didn't ask that question. The shit starter, he's the shit starter. Get a new t-shirt, call it shit starter, put his face on it. He's the troublemaker. I just have to do the cleanup.
I'm such a nice guy, though.
You're not.
I'm telling you.
You're not. You're not the nice guy.
I show love to everybody.
I just wanted to say, man, big up, you know what I mean, to Captain Zazayak and Kadazar for the show, or whatever the case may be. But this brother right here, man, of course, he's known for crushing Egyptology and all that. But the whole time I lived on the East Coast, man, this brother is a selfless brother, man. You understand? Meaning he'll give you the shirt off his back. You know what I'm saying? He epitomizes what brotherhood is all about. Y'all just don't know. Y'all see the videotapes and all that, but this cat here give you the last few dollars out his pocket and all of that, man.
I gave away every chain.
Every chain he got. Brothers got on his chains.
I gave away my armbands today.
Real rap. You know what I'm saying? So when it came for me moving back home, it was brothers like yourself that made it hard for me to move back home.
I didn't want him to go.
Damn right.
And I knew what he would do when he got to Chicago. Who's all from the Midwest? Please stand. Anybody from the Midwest? This is all because of Mawakwa. All everything that whole mix. There would be no Midwest without this brother right here. You understand?
Hey, listen, I love all the schools in the UPK, but that Midwest is very special to me, man. And we ain't nothing to fuck with, man. Big up Detroit, big up Minnesota, big up Indianapolis, Chicago, of course. We ain't nothing to fuck with in that Midwest, man. So I just needed to say that. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you.
Most I cry. Minneapolis as well. Quinayala, Captain LeBon. Of course, my right hand man in Chicago, DeBar. My big up to this brother right here. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Even though I wanted Katazai, you know, the Lord know I needed some strong second man. He sent me this brother right here. This brother was powerful as hell, man. You know what I mean? So big up. You know what I mean?
Big up to the Midwest. That's
damn right.
It ain't New York, but big up. We give him a ball.
Back to that East Coast. Listen, hold up. Is Rakab out there? Where Rakab at? Is he outside?
That's Boston.
Yeah, we can't forget about Boston now.
We're going to get to you in a second.
Y'all lucky. Rakab left.
We're going to start a East Coast Midwest beef over here. Okay.
You the Suge Knight of the Midwest, though.
Most correct.
Where are Kapash at? Come on up here, Kapash. Don't duck. Come on.
Oh, this the mighty man right here.
Kapash.
You know what I'm saying?
Kapash get black men to knock white folk out in front of the camera.
Damn right.
That's some powerful ass shit right
there. Damn right.
You know what I mean? That's some,
right.
Come on up here, Kapash.
Give him the mic.
Yeah, man. I remember Kapash was calling early in the game. He used to call before he called Mama Quad. I remember him calling, and this brother had such a zeal. You was in college still at the time?
I left college for the truth.
Left college, right? But you hadn't left college all the way, right? When you still halfway going?
something like that.
Right.
It was like coming out.
Because I
like
remember
that.
him. I don't know what his slave. I don't want to know his slave name. But I remember when he had his slave name. This brother had such zeal for the. It's damn near like he heard that truth and just took off like a fucking rocket.
Right.
Whatever it took to do it, he went out about to do it, man. And this brother, I don't want to tell your story, so I want you to tell your story.
Sluggy, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell y'all something, right? I was probably a young officer, and y'all know when y'all pass that test, you stop going to the Hebrew class for a little bit. Right? Like everybody in that Hebrew class till they become an officer. Then it's like you a couple months dry. So after being a couple months dry, I go back in the Hebrew class. I'm rusty as hell. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden I hear, General Q teaching it at that time. He's like, now tell me who know how to say the credo in Hebrew. This brother come on, he like Shema Yahweh Yahweh. I'm like, God damn, I don't know Hebrew. He made me step my Hebrew up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was because of that class. And I was like, yeah, I can't say that shit.
Right. But yeah,
I'd rather you tell the story because it's supposed to be better if somebody else says. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta tell yours.
Or we'll just start from the top. You know what I'm saying?
However you want to do it.
Well, they look. So look. I was in a college, right? It's a top college, IU, Indiana University.
You see how he want to let you know he was in the top college.
No,
the top college. That's a Judite.
But I'm tell you about it though. Look, it's the college you go to. You thinking it's gonna be a lot of smart white people and stuff like that and everything. So I'm in the campus, living on campus, and I'm in the classes, and we in circles talking about different civic shit and other classes, politics, and I'm noticing these white people ain't that smart. I'm like, damn, I'm damn near letting them learn from me. They hitting each other in the balls and running around and doing crazy stuff like that, partying all. I'm like taking Xanaxes to study all night. I'm like, these white people ain't really all that smart that you would think. When you're in the world, you could think you go to Harvard, you be like, oh, these are some geniuses. I'm like, they not much smarter than the black kids that I went to high school with. And I went to a high school in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, it's not really intelligence difference. Like the kids in the hood could actually do the same thing they doing, but they in a top flight college about to have a degree. They, have mad money, paper, a life is set. They gonna be going to the stars. But the kids I went to school with are gonna be in the slums. Never have this type of opportunity. That's what made me start looking into. So what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like why is this like this? So I start, just looking up stuff, looking up history to try to find out why my people were so destroyed and these people, man, you really don't know how good white people have it till you go out to their world and shit. You know what I'm saying? Till you with them. They got it way better than what we think. You understand? Real talk. Like them white college kids, they parents get them cars, laptops, number one stuff, they straight. You know what I'm saying? Don't have to work 4 years. No, don't even have to work. Just do little studying, partying. So I started looking in. IU got one of the top libraries in the world, like Herman P. Wells or some library, and it's big as hell. You know what I mean? It's like a whole city block, 10 floors. It's like from here to across the street of books. You're 10 floors deep. So I was in there trying to look up books and stuff, watching internet, studying, reading all the books, trying to find out exactly where we come from to try to see what's going on, what's wrong. And it's the African stuff really couldn't find nothing except that the Egyptians was people of color too. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the old books with the artifacts. Now it's on Google and stuff, but before it really wasn't. So I looked that up and I just started learning about how the white man's the devil, man. Like all these other countries. I watched a thing about guns, steel, and germs, where it showed how the white man went around all the world killing people with guns. Germs, he bringing germs all over the place, people getting plagues. Every time he touched down in land, he bring a plague. You know what I'm saying? And steel, how he's killing everybody. And I'm like, the white man is really the main one who killing everybody and causing all the hell. You understand? Like he can't never be trusted. So I was looking up, learning all that shit, and on YouTube, I was watching some African motherfuckers. Then I started seeing the UPK, and then they were saying heavy stuff out the Bible because I always believe in the Bible. So they were saying heavy stuff out the Bible. I'm like, damn, it's really in the Bible. That's what it really say. That's really true. And that's why I started coming into the truth, start coming to the classes. And even when I was in college, they had a black cultural center, right? A big black cultural center, big as hell. The black kids, the fraternity was having a party. They was in the back of the Black Cultural Center, and I seen white people inside having an event inside. And this is while I was learning all this, and I was like, hell no, this shit all messed up. I'm mad and shit. Like, man, you see this? Got these white people inside. We outside in the back. They like, no, we like it out here. It's better out here. I'm like, what the fuck? No, man. You know, so that's I started learning, like, ain't nothing changed. We still slaves, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the back of the plantation. And shoot, everything that the brothers were saying in the I.S.U.P.K was totally right. You understand? And start following, learning more. Captain Cesaria called me, gave me my name, said it was Kapash, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like Katazal, you know, it's like short, but I was like, I ain't really like it, but I was like, you know, make it do what it do.
Oh,
But,
you heard that story.
yeah. At first, I was like, yeah, I'm about to get it, about to get the name. He's like, your name is Kapash. I'm like, damn. I guess you know,
I gave up weed for this.
No, it was cool though, because I was like, you know, it's like a pow, like a pow or something, you know, like a punch or something. I was like, all right, well, that's shit, you know. Shit. And then Big Piece came out choir, started calling me, said, man, make sure you call me every week out. Blah, 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 blah. Do what you got to do. Came out choir, started raising me up, you know what I'm saying? Came out choir, give the roughest check-ins in with Captain My Shock. Him and Captain My Shock, man.
Yeah.
They give some,
You ain't lying about that.
I guess they get it bad, you know what I'm saying? So that shit got to go somewhere. So Captain My Quad, you know what I mean, to start raising me up, and I started listening to him, going to Chicago. And man, I wish Officer Tarap was in here, man, because Officer Tarap is another rider. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it takes, man. Even brothers, you know, all these is the greatest brothers, man. Real talk, man. Y'all brothers who help us do what we got to do is super amazingly important and special to us. You know what I'm saying? Because even though we want to do this and do it, you know what I'm saying? Y'all helping us give us like real strength and spirit to say, damn right, you know, it's really going down. You know what I'm saying? Because we got other brothers in it with us who willing to you know, eat noodles with us and willing to, you know, go here and there with us and break bread for the truth with us. It's a really encouraging thing. So all y'all young men, all your captains and all the ones that y'all report to, man, stay zealous with this stuff, because you really bring our spirit up and help us, because we go through hell too, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to associate myself with these brothers, but, you know, we go through hell, you know what I'm saying? And y'all brothers are very helpful to us. That's all I wanted to say.
While Kapash is up here, where's the brother that saved the kids?
Damn.
And Salagia.
You not here?
Oh, he's here, but
Salagia, if I may, you said something heavy though. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something I want y'all to know. Like every brother, no matter what rank you are, goes through hell. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that I want y'all to know, right? When you hit a certain rank, you can't have a bad day. You get what I'm saying? Like you see this brother right here, he got men that he's responsible for. You know what I'm saying? Like you see all these other brothers, like we like y'all lives are in our hands. You get what I'm saying? Like so with that being said, this is what I need y'all to know. Like imagine if y'all tried to call General Mahaiman and he ain't answer the phone because he's like, I'm upset today and I can't help you with your problems. You understand? Like, you see how crazy that sounds? You get what I'm saying? So now, like for any of y'all brothers that's over here, remember that when you have a bad day. You get what I'm saying? Like, remember that when Satan tries to fuck up your day or tries to ruin, you understand, you getting up to this Passover, you coming around these brothers and all that. You get what I'm saying? Because like what it really boils down to is that whatever we going through really ain't shit. You get what I'm saying? But just know, brothers like this will go through it too. But we can't let that phase us, because if it phases us, it phases you. And y'all are more, y'all mean more to us than ourselves. And that's how we gonna build this nation. You understand?
That's right.
What a brother.
That's right.
Did they get the brother yet?
They picking up the brother. I think I just seen him outside. Also, Hamakubaf. You understand? You see him?
I would see if we can get him. We'll hold him. Let's see if we can find him first. I want to bring that brother. This brother saved some kids' lives. I want to bring him up here while we waiting on it. Is anybody else in charge of a city? Right?
Officer Karak. Officer Karak, he Bay Area. He be helping out.
The bar, you in charge of the city?
Yeah, he just got me walking. It's a little something.
Good.
Give me Texas.
Let's bring another brother.
Give me Texas. Where Texas at, man? Bring Texas. They the king of the
Damn
boot
right.
fish, right? Look at what you say. He stroll up there.
Yeah.
Like he just came off the horse. He got.
I heard the Spurs. I heard the Spurs clinging.
No, he is bad.
Yeah. You say he walked up here with such swagger.
I got so much to say.
It's the Lord. It's
right.
I'm an officer of 5,000.
My man.
Come on, Wakanda.
You run Texas.
Come on, Wakanda.
The first question everybody wants to know. First question. How much are you
You're paying them Edomites,
How
man.
much are you paying? Man, I gotta make sure my voice is heard. How much are you paying those white folk for the boot kisses? That's the first thing we want to know.
Not a damn thing. we would go broke if we paid for boot kisses.
You gonna
Salakia, go ahead.
You want? Yeah, please tell.
He said we go broke if we pay.
I just want to let it be known. I want the record to reflect that last year was the year of the boot kiss. This year is the year of the tribute.
Look, I took the glasses off. Did you see him take the glasses off? You see
Bring
him
your
take the
money.
glasses off?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A boot kiss ain't enough.
Damn
Salakia,
right.
we appreciate what's been done in the East, but we didn't got a boot kiss every which way you can get a boot kiss. I mean, 3 devils in a row, that's the record. You ain't move, y'all.
Salakia.
And Texas, that's the record.
Salakia, it's this type of shit right here that I told Cap, I said, look, I told you I'd never leave, but they got fucking horses. I'm like, I see these brothers on a horse. I'm like, Cap, I need to go to Texas.
That's right. Nah, but Most High in Christ, Officer Yatazak is an outstanding out of one out there. We appreciate everything that's been going on. I had to come up here because I'm representing for Shad in Dallas. We also got Fort Worth. Now give it up for the Most High in Christ. We got 2 buildings out there. Brothers is getting snatched out of hell every day. Brothers and sisters, and we working on. The Lord is working on major things through the leadership above us, of course. Just had to come represent for Dallas.
Man, big up. I wish Kahuntham Yard was here because he would tell me. Kahuntham Yard would tell. He must have told them, don't tell them what they paying. Kahuntham Yard would tell them. I'm gonna find out tomorrow. No, I'm fucking with y'all, man. No, but that's a great work. But like Texas, I remember Shad Yala was in Texas. And then when Kahuntham Yah came down there, man, it's like just Texas just blew up like a mug, man. So like the question I got is the same for Kapash, Gadar, and also all of them. You came in, you put your brick in. So what was it like for you coming in, and then how important it is for you to come up here, bring the brothers and sisters that you have from Texas up here?
Well, it was really important for us because the thing we think about all the time and we always say is we trying to get the hell out of hell.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? And we living in this condition that we living in, knowing we the best people on the face of this earth. This is hell, you know what I'm saying, to find out that you are the greatest people on the face of this earth. And you sitting around here, you living through the struggle, you know what I'm saying, on food stamps and on child support and all that kind of stuff. You find out that the Lord is your father, and you find out that the white man is the devil, and it all starts making sense. You understand?
Right.
So we try to get boot kisses for every time when our brothers get shot on the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's our motive. We try to make it to where these devils feel our pain, even though it don't equate. But we try to make them feel we walk around like the white people are already in slavery.
Right.
I mean, we talk to them like they are our slaves already. You know, so that's why we get so many boot kisses, because
leave the door open.
They feel the pressure. You know, we smell you know how you smell seawater in the air? We smell the sorrow in there as they walk off the buses and they walk around and they walk up to the camp.
You heard this motherfucker slopping. Don't let that go. Wait, don't let that go by. You're supposed to drop someone. I forgot we had this. Listen, man. You know how you rewind and shit. You got to say that again. Like I don't know. I'm looking at this motherfucker like, did he just say that?
We smell the sorrow in the air.
Smell the sorrow in the air.
Come on. When they get off the bus and they look at us with so much strength, we can feel that they know that they messed up.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, we fucked up.
Yeah.
And they know. And they telling everybody, I need to do something to separate myself from the rest of these people.
Right.
So this is how
they looking for that crumb. You can see them.
This is how you know when you about to get a boot kiss.
Oh,
I'm finna give it to you. This is right here.
He gonna tell you.
They walk up to the camp.
Right.
They gonna look at the camp first. Then they gonna look at the signs. That's where they start. They look at the signs, and when they see that slavery sign, they like, Then they see that abortion sign and they take their hat off and they like, you know what I'm saying? And then after they see that, they look at that 12 tribe sign and they see they not on it.
Right.
So they look up at us. And while they mesmerized, while they hypnotized, that's when you ask them, how do you feel about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? That's it right there. That's it. And you gotta have an Edomite rug. You gotta have an Edomite rug. The flag, that's the rug. They know that, they know what that flag represents. Right. And when you can't let them make it. Like, you can't act like we're not tripping. We forgot. We're bringing it up like it happened yesterday, like it's Trayvon Martin, like it's Sandra Bland, like it's the latest thing on the news. And that's what you got to do. And I mean, and we only do it just so our brothers and sisters at the bus stops can see where the white man belongs.
Well, I think, yeah, that's the one thing y'all should keep doing it. Like Paul said in Romans 11, if by any means I may provoke the emulation of them which are my flesh. And when black people see white people, it's amazing. Like when we used to be in Times Square heavy, like we would battle black people all the time. Black people wouldn't listen. But you debunk a white man, and it's like black people around be looking like, wow, y'all see what he did to the white man? Right. When you do it to a black man, it don't mean shit. It's like, oh yeah, black people don't know shit anyway. But when you do it to a white person, they be amazed. So for y'all to make white people get on their knees, I can only imagine the Jakes sitting around like, how the fuck did they do that? You know what I mean? Like they look at it like it's a stage. So y'all should keep doing it.
And so
you know what I mean?
This is our second birthday. This is our second Passover.
Damn right.
And we, just like the brother said, this was the year of the boot kids. Last year, we were all 50s. Last year on this day,
he just get extra zeros.
You about to make me take you down off the podium. No, I'm fucking with you. You see what I just said earlier? They get rolls up. So you see that shit? We have to work years. A 50 in a year? In a year.
Go ahead.
In a year.
Actually, like 5 years.
So like it, sir. If I could, real quick.
Like that.
In 1 year, the Lord did an amazing work in Texas, man. And I gotta say it. All the glory, all the honor, and all the praise belongs to the Most High in Christ. You understand? We giving all the honor to the Most High in Christ.
Damn right.
But 2 schools, Dallas and Fort Worth.
God.
Countless boot kisses everywhere go. That's the spirit of the Lord on us.
Damn right. It's all the spirit of the Lord.
So I know it's been a year. The next year is going to be one hell of a year.
Yeah.
The year to tribute.
Yeah.
You know a prophet by his word.
Year of death.
Year to tribute.
But now, didn't like 10 of y'all come in together at once?
Come on, one car.
Like explain that, because that's like rare. You get what I'm saying?
Now, it was myself, Officer Gabawa, Officer Shapat, Officer Adior, Officer Tazadak, Officer Yashar, and Officer Kawam. We all came in at the same time. We was arguing on Facebook back and forth, going 1,000 comments.
Are the brothers is in here?
Some of them.
If you in here, stand up. He called
man. Stand up, man. Get them brothers.
And we was arguing on Facebook. We was going back and forth. Some of us Christians, some of us we was all different stuff.
Yeah.
And we
that
found
motherfucking Facebook.
When we found the UPK.
I like to blow that bitch now together.
Come on. When we found the UPK, Officer Gabawa, he sent us the video. Said, let's check these boys out. And we checked them out. And ever since then, we dove in.
That's what's up.
And I just like to give a special shout out to Captain Kahan Thumyah.
Damn right.
Captain Kahan,
boy, yeah.
Captain Kahan is a mighty man in this work. He's a great counselor, and we all are young men in this truth. And for we fuck up hourly, minutely, secondly. Like I say it all the time. My Hebrew name should be like Officer Nike Tazak, because I get checked like Nike shirts. You understand? Like all the time. But Captain Kahan is a great leader, and he's helping us do what we're doing out there in Texas.
Absolutely.
Under his leadership, you know what I'm saying? Under Commanding General Yohanna.
Damn right.
You understand?
Most High in Christ.
Most High in Christ. Come on, sir.
All right, I was gonna bring the sisters on, but you said Detroit.
Wait, it's lucky. I think my brother back. I think we Cobb in the crowd. I wanna bring my brother on if that's too wild.
Okay, go ahead. Bring him up.
That's cool.
Where Ricard at?
Where's Ricard
Where
at?
Ricard
I
at?
see
Ricard-
Isaiah. Where Ricard at?
We're gonna do Detroit first. Like, okay,
All right,
no
that's a
sweat.
done deal.
We got Detroit, right? We got Detroit in the building, right? Name and rank.
Precinct officer Hadariala 5,000.
5,000.
Colonel
Y'all
Wakand.
all the way from Detroit. Y'all came
Detroit.
here yesterday, right?
Colonel Wakand.
They see me as a civilian and shit. I don't like motherfuckers to see me like that. So I had like my clothes, my regular. I look at it like Clark Kent, or Bruce Banner and shit. I ain't like that shit, man. I almost ain't want to show them, but you know, you got to be who you is. I didn't like that though.
Damn
Okay,
right.
y'all came all the way from Detroit. Y'all drove, right?
Colonel Wakand,
How was the
sir.
ride? Then the ride was 2 hours.
It was real smooth.
All right, so now you repping Detroit. So now you're gonna have to say, how was it coming for you coming into the school? What you saw in Detroit, and then what does it mean for you and the Detroit school to come to the Passover?
If I could, sir, it's a real glorious event. You understand, with all the crime and integration going on in Detroit, you know, Arabs owning 50-60% of all the damn real estate. The white man coming back into the city, you know, pushing his way downtown, and then we setting up camps all over Detroit, telling the white man is a devil. You understand? So we got to give a big shout out to Cap Mawquad, Cap LeBron, Salakia for not going in order, but General Yahanna, of course, for holding it down for us. You understand? Salakia.
Yeah, I'm right. All right, so now is Ricard in here yet?
He done that shit done sailed.
That mic, that other mic there?
No, I put batteries in.
Let me see both mics. We got the sisters in the building. Now these ain't all both of these mics. This mic on. This mic on. Yeah. All right. So now we got the sisters. This ain't all the sisters in the UPK, but some of the sisters came to the show. So I need y'all say y'all ain't scared of the mic, right? Nah. I would just ask what city y'all came from, who y'all came with. That's all I'm gonna ask. Keep it nice and simple, right? So where you came from, sis? You can hold the mic because you're gonna pass the mic to each sister.
Okay. Detroit.
You came from what's your name, sis?
Karata Zakabar.
Karata Zagabar. You all the way from Detroit. You can pass it to the sister.
Yapata Salam.
And where you from?
From Detroit, Michigan.
You from Detroit too? All y'all from Detroit? Oh.
I'm Awana from Detroit.
You from Detroit too?
Yes.
I know where she from. Okay.
Kalaya, I'm here with my husband, Kataza.
She repping her husband. That's what's up. Go ahead, sis. Where you from, sis?
Detroit.
You from Detroit as well? What's your name, sis?
Hetty.
Eddie? You said Eddie?
Hetty, H-E-D-Y.
Oh, okay. Hetty. Okay, all right.
Here with my husband, Michelle.
All right. She repping her husband too. All right. Where y'all from?
Dallas. Dallas
What's
Camp.
your name? Y'all ain't got no names?
But Paul won out.
Slack. Okay.
Tazama from Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
I'm Apia Kalaya from Shreveport, Louisiana.
From Louisiana. Okay. Good.
I'm Yuri in North Carolina.
From North Carolina. Okay. Give it to the other sister.
I'm Yami from Cali, y'all Southwest.
Okay. Give it to the other sister.
I'm Giselle from Minnesota.
Minnesota. Give it to the other sister.
Kasab Bernard from California.
From California. Y'all give these sisters. That you the last sister. Y'all give it to them sisters, man. Okay, I got you. Okay, no sweat. Give it up to the sisters. Now these ain't all the sisters. These just some of the sisters. They say we hate the women in the UPK. That's a goddamn lie. We like to marry all the women in the world. So like, I'm channeling my required spirit. That's not me, of course. I don't want. Yeah, I don't want the women. It's like what?
We skipped Nicaragua.
It's like I'm fucking with him. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, I'm just fucking with. Come on, Zabalawan. Come on up here, Zabalawan. All the way from now he runs Nicaragua. Come on, Zabalawan. You gonna talk to him.
You got a mic, man.
I gave him the mic. So now Nicaragua. That shit somewhere.
Nicaragua.
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 You said Nicaragua? Is it Nicaragua or Nicaragua?
You know what? Close enough.
Okay, no sweat. From Nicaragua. Now that's all the way in like South America. Is anybody from the UK in here? Yeah. I need you to come up front too. I need UK up front too. All right. So now all the way, but how you gonna sit in the back, see me doing all this shit? You ain't say nothing, man. Just stay right there. No, not yet. Not Nicaragua. Now Nicaragua, that's also that's somewhere in Oh, my British is good. I'm ready for you. Now that's all the way in South America. How did you? Now the question I got for you, because you're from New York, how did you get that established?
Salak, it's in Central America.
Excuse me, why?
So
they ain't cut shit. I don't have No, go ahead. So, how did you get that started?
It started actually with Officer Knock in Philly.
Okay.
So he was speaking with somebody that the translations was going back and forth that he could not understand. I was able to speak the language, Spanish, which is what we was given.
Right.
So I kept on with that, and it was Itazawam. It started off with Trooper Itazawam, and from Trooper Itazawam, we went off with Trooper GEN.YAHANNA, which they are both still in the school, prominent people. Like they are showing a really good zeal, like, you know, up and downs with everybody. But what is crazy about the truth is that they go from church to church and they can't get the advice that they could get from us. They go from church to church and they can't get the guidance that they get from us. We are the only ones that could give them the true guidance that will really lead them how to lead a household, how to change their life, how to overcome addiction, how to overcome anything that they are battling with. And we went through personal one-on-one classes from over a year now that we've been doing, and it's been via Facebook Messenger, Skype, whatever the case may be. It was just us directly speaking with each other. So I know the truth is with us, because nowhere else are you going to be able to guide somebody via a computer and help their life in the positive way and change their life around without actually physically meeting them. How are you going to do that without the truth or the Most High being with you?
So, I appreciate it. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like what he does, I don't know if y'all know. Every school was started the same way he said it. You know what I mean? There'd be one brother in that fucking school in that city, and they always say, "Well, how can I do it?" Like every time we get callers call in, we say, "What city you in?" It ain't as common now because we got so many brothers everywhere. But it used to be, they'd be like, "I'm in Indiana," so to speak, and they'd be like, "Well, you gonna start the school in Indiana?" And they would always say, "Well, how can I do that?" You do it by being the first brother learning. Then you find somewhere to teach. You find somewhere to hold flyers. Rod Desire doesn't help. I remember Rod Desire was holding flyers when GMS came against the camp, right? And Rod Desire out there holding flyers and stood out there the whole time. It's just him. It was just you, right? It's just Rod Desire. GMS is on the other side, and he won that. The Don Hall the same exact way. You understand? That's how you build it. And you can't tell me it can't be done, because I see every brother in here started their city the same exact way. When Mama Kwa went back to Chicago, he didn't have nobody but him. And then he built that shit. That's how everything gets built everywhere. Everybody understands. Don't let that, like, don't ever be afraid of conquering. I don't know if y'all maybe y'all don't want to conquer. You know? Yeah. Like, that's all I know how to do. You know what I mean? And we was all bred that way, to conquer every single thing that we're supposed to do. So what you did in South America, Central America,
It's my time to go out there. I will go out there.
Yeah, and that's how we're supposed to do it, man. So I want to bring on the next brother. Where Bunyamya at? This motherfucker all the way. Say Bunyamya. Say Salakia. Salakia. All the way from the UK. Now Paracha is normally in charge, but he's not here, right? So now you can speak, right? For him. Christ. So how did the UK get started?
Well, I mean, after yourself setting a good example for us, I mean, 3,000 miles away, across the pond, as you say, you know what I'm saying? Officer Parashah was the first man, I believe. Now we pick up the sword.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you dropping that shit. No, fight about the accent. I don't mind the accent. Like, you dropping that shit. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Officer Parashah, I mean, he's not with us at the moment, back in the hotel. He's not feeling too good, you know what I'm saying? Because of the burden he takes on, all the work he's been doing, organized getting here, you know what I'm saying? He's really a pillar for us. You know what I mean? The school over there in the UK, and the school's growing now. It's getting to the point where, like, we'll be walking through the street. Me and Parashah was in full civilian clothing. going to do some regular shit, walking through the city center, and people recognize us like, oh shit. They always mention yourself and Captain Mashak and be like, yo, you're the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to college and the staff recognize us and shit like that. So, you know what I mean? It's growing now, you know what I'm saying? It's growing now. It's a good thing, so you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a good thing, you know?
So now you come all the way from the UK. You come all the way from the UK out here, man. Why is it that important to you? Because you like 3,000 miles. You know what I mean? That's what, 11 hours, 8 hours?
7 hours.
More than 7 hours.
Well, 3 hours drive to the airport and then 7
No, I mean,
hours.
how much in the air? How much time in the air?
It's 7 hours in the air. So
7 hours in the air. Listen, man, when I went to Israel, that was 11 hours in a fucking chair.
Yeah, it's not nice.
So like, you know what I mean? So that's 7 hours. So how important was it for you to get here to keep the Passover? Because it's like your third one or your second one?
My third.
Third one, yeah, man. So how important is that for you?
I mean, for me, it's like there's no other option. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the law. You have to be here, and it's like this is the most glorious day in the year for us.
Fucking
you know
right.
yourself. So it's like you have to get.
Right. That's a beautiful thing, man. But you know, what I mean? Like y'all be the inspiration. Like I can only imagine what Commander GEN.YAHANNA went through. General Mahim, when they see new brothers and stuff like that come in. But I know when I open these doors and I don't know half of these motherfuckers in here. And I remember when we was I don't know who was with me. I think Gadalha, when we was at the hotel, we was standing outside. And I was talking to General Mahim about this. I remember when I used to know everybody in the school. I used to know their name, rank, where they was at. I used to know every city, right? I don't know every city no more. I don't know half the brothers in here anymore. And that's probably the most beautiful thing I could ever say about the Israelite School of UPK, because that just shows the abundance of growth that we have taken up in these ranks. So it's beautiful to see men I don't know. You understand? And at the same time, I don't know. Every brother in here knows if they was to ask me for anything, or if I was to ask them for anything, they would say, "Con out of one, con." I would say the same thing, and it would get done. And I don't know y'all. That's the beauty of Psalms 133:1 when it says how beautiful it is for brothers to come together like that. That's the most beautiful shit. This is what Christ lived for this to happen. Now, he didn't see that in his lifetime, but we see it in our lifetime, which shows he still lives. Like the fact that you know he resurrected and he's the true king, because his words is able to resonate down and trickle down to everybody in this room, to everybody that's going to be in the Passover. So I appreciate you coming out. All right? You want to say something, Balawan? What do you want to say?
Simple answer on the phone makes an incredible difference in any person's life.
Right.
And what Captain Zariak has done just from picking up his phone and giving advice, that counsel will shake them demons right off, and y'all don't even know.
Yeah, Akim, call for counsel.
Right.
And if y'all ever hear a voice inside, you want to say something?
No.
If y'all ever hear a voice inside your head say, I can do this on my own, or don't call for counsel, or this brother is gonna look at me differently, that's Satan. You understand? Like that phone call could be the difference between a knockout blow and this truth or not. You understand? So pick up that goddamn phone if you got a problem. That's what we here for. All right.
All right. Now we finally get to talk about Kadazai's favorite city, Boston.
Oh, okay.
I'm only saying that because no, Salakia.
Go ahead, please.
Salakia. We got the bar. He wants to put his city on.
If I could,
let me stop. Y'all know we do all this in jest. Please don't purport me. Don't take me to counsel.
Just one other thing, brother. There's another sister that came in the room. Somebody give up their chair for her.
Yeah, man. Do not let the sister stand. Y'all know what they say. You know, we beat them. Y'all listen. I had a broad talk about me for 2 hours. Said what's she say? What did she say about me? She said I beat women, don't take care of my kids, I'm an alcoholic. I increased in ribs after that shit. I like to give a shout out to the haters. Yeah, shout out to the haters. You helped me get more ribs. Where's Boston? Oh, so now Milwaukee. You go.
No, you got
no. You got the mic in hand now. It's too late. No, it's too late. It's too
go
late.
ahead.
You got the mic.
Good night. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we got the bar Moth. Who ordered the chicken? Who
got the chicken? That's what.
Okay, so we got the bar Moth, the king of Milwaukee.
Good night.
The bar you started off in Oregon, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so that's your food.
I mean, it could be.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, most high.
That's
Rank
Boston
order.
right there.
But you want
That rank order, sir.
He brought chicken.
I'm good right now. I don't want to eat while the show is going on. Can y'all
Come
put
on,
that
let me
over
move
to
your
the-
headband real quick if you don't mind.
You might glow, but that touched the head. No, that's
I'm trying to get the precepts down
all
pat.
No, please stop. So we got the boss. So now you start off in Oregon. So the same question. You start, and why is the Passover like this important? I remember you was a knucklehead. Sloppy. Mama Quad, you got who co-signed that? Who co-signed that?
Kaposh.
Hold on, Mama Quad.
That's supposed to be my main man right there.
Listen, man. What? No, you wanted. I wanted Mama Quad because I wanted to hear what I said. I said when he started, he was a knucklehead, so I need to hear his story.
I used to hate to see his phone number. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I used to hate to see his phone number because I knew it was some trouble on the other end of that phone. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the brother turned out to be a great, great brother, man. So, you know, that's why he's in charge of Milwaukee now. This is a brother that's for sure gonna be in charge of many, many cities and do many, many great things, man.
For the record, check-ins are healthy.
Yeah, they are.
It builds character.
Every other day he gets.
Every time you get checked, you grow.
The Barma, tell the whole story. Hey, the Barma said some funny ass shit, right? He told me, I remember he was a young man. He said, "Can I eat? Can I drink milk and eat pizza?" I said, "Hey, go to class."
What you thought the Jews they don't eat mixed milk with cheese?
Hey, he was the funniest. Hey, he was the funniest nigga. But hold on, go. I want to hear this. Some idiot.
Throw the camera on him. The camera's on. Okay, go ahead. Tell your story.
Some idiot Israelite group got in my inbox and said, "You with the I.S.U.P.K?" He was like, "But do you eat pizza and do you drink milk afterwards?" I was like, "Yes." Why? Yes, I do. He was like, "You're sinning." I said, "Good night." So I kept calling the number, Big up the officer. Captain Rataziah for picking up the goddamn phone, man. I needed him to pick up the phone, man. Rataziah picked up the phone for me. And then you know what he did?
That's amazing in itself.
Straight up. But you know what he did? He alley-ooped it to Gaddaha. Captain Gaddaha. He alley-ooped it to, and I was on them classes, man, and I was in there faithfully. And then one day I got a call from Captain Mawquad. Captain Mawquad was like, "Where you at, brother?" I was like, "Man, I'm in Oregon." I was like, "Man, I think it ain't nothing up here but mountain lions and snow." And he was like, "Well, who do you report to?" I was like, "Nobody." And he was like, "Well, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna give you a call right back." I waited. Like it's like the suspense was crazy because Captain Mawquad was like, "Wait for me. Wait for my call. When I call you, pick up the phone." I said, "Colonel Wisconsin." 4 hours go by. It's like he drowned in me. Like he drained it out. He dragged it out. He called me back. I'm like, "Yo," I was like, "Shalom, what's going on?" He was like, "You report to me now." And from then on, it's been history. The Lord actually, you know what I'm saying? The Lord gained Oregon and Washington at the same time, man. And if it wasn't for Captain Mawquad, if it wasn't for the Most High Christ using Commander GEN.YAHANNA to raise up a man like Captain Mawquad, you understand? Then I would still be, you know what I'm saying, selling drugs, on drugs, doing the craziest shit you can ever think about, except homosexuality. But straight up, man. And then, man, from the council and the check-ins, man, I got to get some brotherhood, man. Captain Tazariak, he treated me like a stepchild a long time. Now I'm a real son. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just bullshitting. You should never gave me the mic. But nah, real talk, man. It's an honor and a privilege, man. I definitely won't let the Lord down and building up Milwaukee. It's some great things coming from Milwaukee, man, especially under the guidance of myself, you know what I'm saying, with the power of the Most High Christ. Please look out for what's going on in Milwaukee. We're gonna make this thing get in conjunction with Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit. We got big things happening in the Midwest. Y'all make sure y'all look out after this Passover. Y'all make sure y'all look out for the Midwest Cookout, the Black Expo. Man, we got things coming out, man, in the Midwest, man. I appreciate the time.
That Midwest barbecue will be held in Detroit. You understand? If you scared to come, we will provide protection for you. You did?
No, I'm coming to that.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Oh, most high Christ.
I know. I've been talking about this since the beginning of the night. You can take that right there. Just so y'all know, I couldn't get shit done in Boston without this brother right here. But wait. Hold the applause for now, because we got to talk some shit. Right. We starting off with a few embarrassing stories, whatever the case may be. Not so much, but I remember when I first met this brother before he became the rider that he was. I'm talking on the phone with him, right? So now, as we having this conversation, you know what I'm saying? He coming to class. We doing classes over the phone. That was Boston's mandatory Sundays at the time. So then, you know what I'm saying? Telling the brother he got to check in and all that. This brother was like, I don't know if this is it. You know what I'm saying? He like, I'm still on the fence. So I told him, I said, yo, you need to get in class. Don't call me no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you ain't about to waste my time. You call me when you're serious, right? So this brother was like, oh, it's like that. I'm like, brother, you call me when you're serious. I'm trying to build a city here. I need soldiers. Damn, bro. So he disappears for like a week. Calls me up the next week, Wednesday at check-in, like I'm checking in. You know what I'm saying? And after that, you understand, this brother Rakab, his name means chariot master. He been a hardcore rider in this truth. You understand? And that's not to neglect any of the other brothers we got out there, Isaiah, Allah, all the other brothers, you understand, from Boston. But I could not build this city without him. You understand? This brother's been instrumental in getting that off the ground. I know y'all see the video, y'all think I'm doing something. That's the Lord and this brother working with this brother right here. You understand? So you got anything you want to say?
Salagi, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah. You know what I mean? And the angels, you know what I'm saying, holding down Commander General Yohanna on down, you know what I'm saying, to the troopers, you know what I'm saying, that stood stiff for the Lord and his truth and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I was telling the brothers outside, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like every brother in this troop, man, I love to the fullest extent, man. They don't even understand that type shit. You know what I'm saying? Slut. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're not FCC regulated
anymore.
anymore.
They don't understand that shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I love it. No homo nigga. I told them all the gate, man. I love these brothers. Like cats that the brothers be sleeping on, man. These brothers that pulled me in the truth, man, because they hardcore warriors for the Lord, man. I don't look at a cat and I see what I'm saying. Oh, he's solid, he built, you know what I'm saying? None of that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I look at a brother and I see, you know what I'm saying, the work that he put in and the diligence that he displayed, you know what I'm saying, and the militant, you know what I'm saying, nature that was given to us from the Lord, man. And I say, you know what I'm saying, I gotta emulate that, like, you know what I'm saying, like Paul, you gotta emulate that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to emulate that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The so-called conscious community, how you paint a so-called bad image about Captain Kadazar right here. But I tell you what, man, that's about right here, man. You know what I'm saying? When niggas that they lowest are low, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you know what I'm saying, you out there on the street, you know what I'm saying, and you hit rock bottom, and you know what I'm saying, you do whatever to get to come up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's niggas like this. I'm slugging, sir. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You speak freely.
Out of one, you know what I'm saying, that come through and he's saying, I put it all on the line, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to raise you up and I'm going to show you how to be a man of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Serve the Lord. You feel what I'm saying? This now don't understand that shit, man. Y'all talking all that bull, man, but this brother's like this that came in the I.S.U.P.K, that held it down, kept it one West, and said, yo, man, I'm going to raise a brother up from the dust. Cause I tell you what, man, I wasn't shit. I wasn't nothing until I came into this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? And I still ain't shit, man. I ain't did nothing. Rockin' down your house while your house shot, man. You know what I'm saying? I could Captain Zariak, you know what I'm saying? Bitch me in the truth, man. I was just watching the videos, man. I seen that punk ass nigga Polite. And I said, oh, damn, this nigga right here. So I was watching him for a little bit. So I seen Captain Zaria crush that nigga cold. You know what I'm saying? I ain't crushed that nigga.
That was my first body bag. No,
There's no way. I said, there's no way he could crush a nigga like that if he ain't with the Lord. Ain't crushing the brother guys. Ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Easy, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. But listen though, even though Captain, sorry, bitch, me and man, this brother like Captain God is raising me up, man. I was knucklehead ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? I am saying I press him on a cushion, you know what I'm saying? What is this? What is that? Like, no sweat, no sweat. I got you. Go ahead, go there. I went there and I went there. I said, damn. I say, he got me. I can't go nowhere else but this truth.
But let me tell you something. With everything this brother saying, I just want y'all to know I ain't shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I just want y'all to know I ain't shit, and I appreciate this brother's kind words. And I think we got one more city in the house.
The Goggle Bar, St. Louis. At the bar, let me sit right there.
St. Louis, you come over here. Oh, you got. I didn't even know that was open. That's the Illuminati of Boston right there.
That's Ariana God.
Yeah. Ain't like that one. We got the Goggle Bar all the way from St. Louis. So for everybody that's been on the show, how did you get St. Louis started, and how important was it for you? Excuse me, was it for you to come all the way up here to keep the Passover?
Okay. First, I'm gonna say, that I thank the Most High and our King Christ for the I.S.U.P.K. and for all of the men that's over me, all the brothers that was doing it before me, from Commander GEN.YAHANNA on down. You know what I mean? And to make a long story short, when I turned around and I was trying to find the truth while I was in the Christian church, I started realizing something wasn't right with their Christianity. You know what I mean? And then the last time I went to church, it was a woman. You know what I mean? She was preaching. She come from out of town, and she had turned around and took up the collection. You know, they love that part. And she turned around and said, "Come put the money at my feet." And I turned around and said to myself, "This bitch, who fucking," you know what I mean? I was like, "What she put the money up?" I was like, "Somebody," So then at that point, I said, "You know what? I ain't going back to that church." I called myself going to teach myself how to read the Bible, understand, going home. But then when I saw these videos, you know what I'm saying? I was laying in the bed. I kind of was like a conspiracy theorist, slash African slash some of every damn thing. I didn't know what I was, you know what I mean? And then when I started seeing these videos of the I.S.U.P.K, and I was like, damn, it's men like that. It exists. You know what I'm saying? That'll stand up and tell a white man that he the devil to his damn face on every corner all over America. I was like, okay, that's where I want to be right there. And then I had called the number, and then Captain Mawakwa, he ended up calling me back. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, you called the I.S.U.P.K, this and that. I was trying to play it off like I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, look, he said, at the end of the conversation, he said, look, I got some boots for you. You want to put them on? You know what I'm saying? So that's what turned around and made me get into the truth. This brother right here, Captain Mawakwa, I want to give big ups to you, you know what I'm saying, for Captain Mawakwa, for being an excellent captain, an excellent brother in this truth. You understand? If you need some counsel, call him. You understand? I don't care what it's about, your rib, your kids, whatever. That man turn around and get you straight on that. You know what I'm saying? But most important, what turned around and what made me stay in the truth was when I realized that without this, me and my family would die. You know what I'm saying? And I take that very serious. You understand?
Hold on 1 second, caller.
I realized that we would all die. Me, you understand? My ribs, kids, everybody. Without this, we dead. So, I try to tell myself that every day to keep me, you know what I'm saying? If I leave, I'm going to die. So, you know what I'm saying? I make sure that I stay in the truth. You understand? And it's only one truth out there for the naysayers, for the people who don't believe in one body, one camp. You understand? It's only one truth. And that is the only home of the truth is the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Hands down. You understand?
Before we go to the next city, I think we got a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, brothers and sisters. This is Malik.
Okay, what you want to say, Al?
It's in regard. I don't mean to disturb, y'all gathering up, but it's in regards to the guest you had on earlier.
Okay,
the quote unquote son of man.
Oh yeah. What about him?
Well, here's the thing. he did a horrible justice for the Nation of Islam and just Islam, period.
Well, Islam
Horrible.
is trash anyway.
Well,
Horrible.
Islam is
You got
garbage, though.
you totally body bagged.
Before you go further, I just want you to know every portion of Islam, from Muhammad to Arab to the Quran, all of it's bullshit.
Trash.
Just so you know. Go ahead, though. But you can continue by all means, please.
Okay. So, do I agree with Islam? 100% no. So I mean, I kind of beg to differ with you in some regards. But I respect your position.
Well, I don't respect Islam at all.
Okay. So just to let the people know, whoever was watching or whatever, and if Mr. Son of Man is watching, clearly he is deceiving people, because when you read
Islam deceives people, though. Like, see, I know you now. See, like, I know you calling, and I don't know you personally, but I know you calling the trash the Son of Man. But if you're going to talk about Islam, all of it, you're not going to be able to talk about Son of Man without being able to trash all of it. Every single piece of Islam is bullshit. They slaughtered my brothers, my ancestors, to start it. They imitated Israel, took everything from Israel. So whether it's Son of Man, Farrakhan, Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad, no matter who it is, Fard Muhammad, who's a goddamn white boy, who they say was Allah in the flesh. So Fard Muhammad is Allah in the flesh. How did the feds lock him up? How you lock up God? How you lock up God? God got locked up? So all of it's garbage, all of it. How you lock up God? Can somebody answer that for me? How you lock up God? Allah? Allah? How God the white man? How you leave Christianity and then the white man become God in the form of Fard Muhammad because he say he a Muslim? I don't know how that worked, brother. Maybe you can answer that for me.
Well, you had to talk. I mean, I'm not really calling in for that. It was just to respond to certain things he was saying, really. But what you bringing up, that's a whole nother conversation.
It's the same conversation that was him, because how can he be Son of Man? Son of Man ain't.
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain to. That's what I'm trying to explain from even their perspective, that he doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that from their perspective, if you read Message to the Black Man, it clearly states in Message to the Black Man that the Son of Man, according to Elijah Muhammad, was Master Fard Muhammad. That's first of all. So that's the first thing that he's teaching is not true. I'm saying according to their teaching,
right.
Whether one agrees with it or not, right. That's a whole other. I'm just saying according to them.
Right.
The other thing is that because it was really only two things that was really addressed to him, and he just got really irate and hung up. And I was surprised because I thought he would have done a little bit better job than that. But the next thing is that
nobody does a good job, though.
Yeah, this became the slaughterhouse.
Day.
Yeah, this is the slaughterhouse. Body bag. I like body bag.
People are afraid to come on this show now.
In 1973, 1974, at the Savior's Day, Elijah sat down Farrakhan in his chair, and he said that this is my minister. Because prior to Farrakhan, Malcolm was the national spokesman and the national representative. So he was basically, I guess you could say, in position after Elijah, so to say. Farrakhan took those positions. And so Elijah said, he said, wherever you see him, look at him, and wherever he goes, and wherever he goes, and whatever he tells you, stay away from it, and to stay away from that. That's basically the only thing I was going to address, because that was the only two things that was really addressed to him. So I'm addressing this from just their perspective, that he was just off on those two things. So that was the only thing I wanted to really bring to light on that. That's really about it.
I appreciate it. It was all garbage, though, but I appreciate you helping us know that it was garbage.
All right.
I appreciate it, brother. That's it?
That's it.
All right, peace out.
Peace.
How you lock up God? Well, I want to know. So now, we got a special brother in the house. We're going to introduce. This brother is very, very near and dear to my heart. All seriousness, no bullshit. That's my man, Ariel, right here. I know this motherfucker he was just like this. This was like my man, right, Ariel? This is my man. And when I came to Philly, I would pick him up before class. He would come to class. He's like a son, but not a son. Like, this is my man right here. So I love seeing him when he finally went to school, because he didn't go to school with people and shit like that. And then when he went to college, he's a fucking genius. And to see him, you're Officer 5000 now, right?
Come on.
It's like the greatest thing to see this young man get so brought up. And like he said, he was born in the truth. So he never experienced none of that shit. You know what I mean? So he never touched none of that. And so you're going to speak on Philly's behalf. So the question would be the same thing. Like, what is the truth, especially for somebody being born in it? What does the truth mean to you, and how important it is for you to keep the Passover in New York? You got
Well, Passover is always, the most important day of the year for everybody in the school. So it's always important to come here. As far as what's the first part of the question outside of Passover?
How was it coming up, like in the truth?
In Philly?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Philly is.
How was like your whole, not just Philly, but your whole experience coming up in the truth, like being brought up and everything?
I mean, brothers ask me all the time about like how, like, what is it like growing up in the truth, and it's hard to explain because I'm just so used to it and so normal. So what I can say, I just grew up knowing. I grew up with a clear mission about what I want to do in my life.
Right.
And it was just nothing that has or ever will get me off of that path. Lord willing, never ever get me off that path. I can't really expound on it too much. It's just a mission I gotta accomplish, and I'm gonna do it till the wheels fall off. That's all it is.
That's it, right?
Yeah, I mean, what you?
I knew that was gonna be it. I knew when I asked you the question.
I'm not a big old expound like go to camp, nigga. What you gonna say?
I knew that.
Speak.
I knew that.
Read. Yeah, because Philly camp, Philly, we the most slept on camp. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be hating. You know what I'm saying?
You own the city?
So you own
But this brother be everywhere. I want you to know he come to every time we go to Boston, this brother came with me. You know what I'm saying? This is another brother who's been instrumental in building that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I needed to know that I could have a seasoned vet back there. You understand? Like if I got to cut in or somebody else to help me run things until we can bring all these other brothers up to speed. This brother traveled the country. This brother puts in a lot of work right here. You know what I'm saying? So do not sleep on this brother right here.
You don't want to see him in Hebrew Academy.
You don't.
You do not.
You don't.
Listen, when we did the trials, I'm looking at Ari. I'm like, what fucking animal is this? Like the way when you got to do the
whose throat did you slit?
Like the way he had to do the testing, and you watching him attack him, and I'm like, God damn. Like, who is this? Like, to see this cat, he's an amazing bro.
Who didn't do Hebrew Academy? Come on, I need more hands than this. Look, raise them high. Don't just do it. I didn't.
They act like they're scared. Like y'all.
And how is you
scared of Hebrew Academy?
Now.
Oh, okay.
Who gonna step up tomorrow to the plate?
Oh, look, their hand. Did your hands go down? Did your hand go down, brother? His hand went. You better watch. What city you from? Yeah. Y'all better watch him. He said, when Kalazai, who said who gonna step up? He did like this. He said, I don't know. Don't get scared now. All right, no sweat. Don't get scared now.
Y'all prepared to get your ass whooped for 8 months. That's right. Well, most time cry. We gonna see.
We'll see. No other cities?
I think that's it.
Oh, South Carolina, right? Okay, not this. There's so many goddamn not the Zai.
Right.
Not the Zai Gabar, not the Zai Ricard, not the Zai. What is not the Zai of the Hawk, right?
Come on, sir.
Oh, y'all Hawk. See everything.
I just start talking.
I'm sorry. The same question. What was it to even build up South Carolina? Because you were the first one, right?
La, sir.
Who was the first one?
Officer Dawada, sir.
Okay, but Dawada technically is New York, but then he came down there.
Shout out to Dawada.
From South Carolina. So what was it like to build that up? And then how important was it for you outside of a rib to come up to
to be honest with you,
why you looking at you drink?
Con, sir.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So like but anyway, I mean, like coming into the truth, coming out of South Carolina, I mean, I was kind of in the middle of nowhere, felt like I was in no man's land, really. You know what I mean? And I went through all the fake Israelite groups,
And you know, and I really, you know what I mean, never even heard of ISUPK, you know, and I was going from a fake Israelite group to fake Israelite group. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean, all these fake Israelite groups, I was like, you know, I decided, you know, I definitely need to serve the Most High. But if I'm gonna serve the Most High, I'm gonna do it with my life or death. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna die for it. And I looked at the fake Israelite groups and I was like, you know, these brothers don't seem like they would die for the Most High. So I felt like I'd be a fool to join them and put my life on the line for somebody that'll turn coward and just leave me to die. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I was almost to the point where I was like, you know, this seems like this Israelite thing ain't no different than the Christian church. Right. Until I seen the ISUPK, you know, and it was like when I found the ISUPK, it was like, you know, these is men that's ready to die. Right. You know what I mean? That's ready to die for their brother. And because these men ready to die for their brother, then I knew that I found the truth. And I knew that if, you know, this is the only place where men ready to die for their brother. You understand? Because, you know, it's brothers in the gangs that think gangs is brotherhood. Right. But the truth about gangs is they don't die for their brother. They send their brother to die. Right. You understand? And in the ISUPK, we put our lives on the line for our brothers. And so that right there, when I found that, I knew I found the truth, and I knew I wasn't turning back. You know what I'm saying? I knew that I was good. If I'm gonna die one West. You understand? And so, you know, coming out of South Carolina, you know, I joined the Atlanta camp, and I was with these brothers, and the brothers in Atlanta, man, them some beautiful brothers in Atlanta. You understand? Captain Rataziah, Officer Yeremiah, Officer Tazahad, the fallen brother, Officer Kamawar, Officer Abaria, all those brothers helped shape me. You understand? And now we in South Carolina, building up South Carolina. And really, I ain't really doing nothing. It's really Officer Natazah, Yahweh, and Officer Dawada. And really, I'm just doing whatever they tell me to do. You understand? So, you know, seeing what we coming up against in South Carolina, we really in, you know, Disneyland for white supremacy. You understand? You got Charleston, South Carolina, and I love blazing in Charleston, South Carolina, because, you know, it's basically we just a beacon tearing down their kingdom. You understand? And, you know, that's where all the heads of the KKK and the heads of white nationalist organizations, you know, that's their vacation home. That's their Jerusalem. You understand? When they, you know, once a year they make their pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Today, that's their kingdom. That's their holy land. You understand? That's their holy city, because that's the crown jewel that they have when they put the children of Israel in slavery. You understand? So it's real powerful being in this truth, even going from just a couple of brothers, you know what I mean, going out here and you know, in that type of environment and blazing the way we blaze. That's how you know that this is the home of the truth. You know, IUIC, you know, they came out to Charleston and held one camp. The one camp that they held was after that Dylan Storm Roof cat went in that church and shot them 9 people. And they ain't came back ever since. They came out when they was protesting, had a camp, and ain't came back ever since. And this is what the people of Charleston telling us. And we've been out there blazing, and the people of Charleston, you know, they even looking at us like, this is the truth. Them purple cats, they left us to die. You understand? And so it's just full circle right back around to what I was feeling about these fake Israelite groups, that in the ISUPK, we put our lives on the line for our people, man. You understand? And Commander GEN.YAHANNA, he put his life on the line for it. You understand? And Captain Mashak gave me the best advice anybody ever gave me in my life. He told me, he said, whatever you do, never leave the truth. You understand? And anytime, you understand, anytime something get hard or something get struggle, even when I messed up, that ring is in my head. Whatever I do, whether I fuck up or shit just hard, never leave the truth, man. You understand? That's all I got to say, I guess.
All right, before we close it out, I just want to close it out with 2. I want you to hold it. I want you to see these scriptures. Yeah, Louisville in here too. Damn. Tarot, come on up here, Tarot. Give me the brother that saved the kids. Okay, give me both of them.
The water, sir. I want to make it quick because I know everybody's ready to do what they're going to do. My name is Officer Hamakwabab, under Captain Kapash, a mighty, mighty man in this troop. You know what I'm saying? Indianapolis, Officer Tarak, Officer Napatasa, all those powerful officers. Just want to say that. I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and
Make sure y'all listen to what the story the brother gonna tell.
Sir, and it's lucky. I also want to say this off the top. I had a couple of drinks to get me smooth. So, you know, if I slur my words a little bit, let's charge it to the game. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
I don't think we got to worry about that, but go ahead.
Sir, the water. Where I live in Louisville, Kentucky, I live by a park where a lot of kids play. And one day I was walking out my door and I heard something that sounded like a bomb go off. And I ran over to the park and I just saw a lot of little black children laying on the ground bleeding. Little girls, 4 years old, bleeding from the head. Something just told me to kick in. I do have military training, but this was about being a man in the truth. You know, Captain Kapash, he trains us up to be leaders. You understand? So I had to get into action. So I was telling brothers, people was out there in hysteria, and they was just crying, and I was telling them, don't move the child. Don't move. You don't know, calming people down. And then I looked over, some Israelite brothers came up to me because, blacks and Israelites live in the same neighborhood. They came over and for some reason, they came over and tapped me on the shoulder and said, they said something in Spanish and they said, under the truck. I said, truck. And I seen a truck turned on the side like you see in movies, turned all the way on the side. Right. And I walked over to the truck and I paused. I seen a child all the way underneath the truck. Only thing I could see was the child in the fetal position. I couldn't see his head. It looked like the tire was on his head, and it looked like his legs was underneath the truck. Only thing I could see was the curvature of his back underneath the truck. And I just paused, and then I just formulated a plan. It just came to me like that. And I said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We need to get some brothers on the truck to rock the truck. I need a brother to get underneath the truck to pull the child out when we rock it, because we don't want it to fall. We don't want the truck to fall back on the child. So, we counted 1, 2, 3, and we all rocked the truck, and somebody else pulled the child from underneath the truck. And then we start hearing, that's the thing about the men of the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? We go into action, because we love our brother. Any brother, if I did it, we all did it. This ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? The men of the ISUPK, we love our brother as ourselves. We're not going to let our brother's child suffer like that. You understand me? So, I tried to do what I could to help the child until the medical unit came. And here's the thing about those fake camps out there that say that the Hispanics, the Israelite brothers aren't our tribes. See, they didn't have a head knowledge that they were of the tribes, but they had in their spirit to help that black child. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, those men didn't even get the praise they deserve. And if we could clap it up for them men, you know what I'm saying? Damn right. Because with the president and all that ICE stuff, they heard the sirens and they had to dip the hell out. They couldn't even get the the honorable respect that they need to get for saving a child's life. And here's the thing about that. Who drove this truck? A goddamn devil. At the end of the day, he ran over 5 black children, and I bet nobody in this room know anything about it. See, that's the thing about it. And the water for this platform, sir, because we able to bring out these stories, to bring out who our enemy is. The white man's the goddamn devil. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? And here's another powerful point. I seen that damn Edomite crawl from the truck, and I want to go over and stomp his goddamn brains out. But here's the thing. My love for that black child overrid the hatred I had for that devil. You see what I'm saying? Because love that's the strongest one. I love, faith, and hope. You see what I'm saying? And that's keeping the commandments. Commanding Gen.YAHANNA, he requires us to keep the commandments. I couldn't go back to Captain Kapas and he know, well, What's going on? You didn't do nothing about it? I was gonna get checked the hell, checked hard. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, and the thing is, they did a little story about it on the local news, and they interviewed me. And if anybody want to see that, they can go to my Facebook page, GEN.YAHANNA, and I kind of put the stories in chronological order. Here's the thing. They tried to say that this devil lost control of the vehicle, and it was an accident. He hit those kids on purpose. He mowed those innocent black children down in the park. And here's another powerful point. In the same week in Kentucky, Benton, Kentucky, you know what happened? A bunch of white kids get shot up in a goddamn school. That's if I could, damn right. You know what I'm saying? Because see, the community didn't outcry for justice, but that don't mean that the Most High didn't see it. You see what I'm saying? And like the scripture say, I'm paraphrasing. Khan, Salaki, sir, and that's powerful, because that's what I was about to say. Like the scripture say, paraphrase, vengeance is mine. Say, you know, the Lord. I'm just paraphrasing, but you know, I just want to get that out. You know, it ain't about no vainglory, but here's to all the naysayers, because you know, it's like Captain Mashak said. We kind of dropped a little synopsis about this incident to Captain Mashak in D.C. And he said, "No, brother, don't be humble about that. Let your light shine before men," or something like that. And he said, "We got the real Killmonger. So you know, if that's what if he gonna co-sign on it, you know, I'm gonna go and tug the collar. You know, and it ain't about me. It's about the men of the ISUPK. You know, it's about all of us, because we one body and one spirit. Any brother would have did that. Any brother would have did that for my child. Would have did that for any other brother's child. Shalaki, and that's all I really got to say about it, sir."
Said enough. I think he said enough. That's why I always say, you want to keep the neighborhood safe, put a UPK man on every block, every household, because we don't break the law, we uphold it, and we will actually save lives. That's what that brother did. I guarantee you, a cat in the world would have rather stomped the devil out when the devil would have won anyway, because then the kids would have died. It'd have been better to save the kids' life, but then, like you said, then they get a shoot up at a school. That would have been better. You know what I mean? So big up to Hamakoba for that job he did, that wonderful job he did. Now we got Tarab, right? Officer Tarab, you in charge of what school?
Louisville, Kentucky, sir.
All right, talk about how you built it up, Bob.
Well, what happened was, you know, I went from, you know, watching certain Israelite groups and all of that, you know what I'm saying? But then I actually met some IUIC people, you know, in person.
I never met IUIC.
And these dudes, man, I'm like, man, I was stunned by the stuff that, you know, that they was saying, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and I could pick up on their hatred for black men. And I was, you know, and I was saying this, you know, before, you know, getting with the UPK and everything. And I was married to a woman that was with IUIC, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I let her know, I'm like, you know, them niggas ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, they get on, you know, they do little, you know, breakdowns and everything they learn from One West. So you think, damn, they cold. You know what I'm saying? Just because of what they got from One West and everything, right? So, you know, but when I had met them and everything, you know, I mean, this, you know, their spirit was just totally off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a disconnect between, you know, what they be saying and how they actually really are. You know what I'm saying? It was a disconnect, you know. And you know, so just like what Captain Mashak said at the time, you know, this nation ain't built on breakdowns, it's built on brotherhood. Right. And that was totally missing with them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, actually, they hate black men. You know, so you know, I'm going around, you know, and then I started, you know, of course, I was seeing GOCC and all of that, you know, and those brothers, I'm like, man, you know, I never met any of them like in person, but you know what I'm saying, just watching them, you know, on the YouTube and all of that. I'm like, these dudes is just like the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know, they just claiming to be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I'd watch, you know, UPK, you know, like street teachings and everything, right? You know, so I'm just looking at all the groups and everything. But General Yohanna said something, you know, it was General Mahyman actually. He said something to let me know that ISUPK was genuine, because he brought up an incident to where it was a sister in a wheelchair, right? And the sister's like, well, she asked General Yohanna, she's like, so how we gonna take care of each other? Right? No, she says, how are we gonna be taken care of? Something like that, something to that effect, right? So he said that General Yohanna took the whole collection bucket and put it in that woman's lap. I was shook to the core. I was shook to the core. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is where it's at right here. You know what I'm saying? This is where it's at. This is where the spirit is at. You see what I'm saying? And that, I mean, that was just one of many things, you know what I'm saying? Because it kept, you know, more confirmation kept coming, more confirmation kept coming. And then, you know, I got a buddy, you know what I'm saying, that was in Washington, you know, near Seattle and all that, right? Well, he had told me he had talked to General Shalimar in D.C., right? He gave me the number to General Shalimar and he gave me the number to Captain Marquardt. So, you know, I called Captain Marquardt because Captain Marquardt's closer, you know what I'm saying? And I asked Captain Marquardt, I'm like, you know, so why ain't it a ISUPK and you know, here in Kentucky? He's like, do y'all have at least like one soldier or something like that? He's like, because I told him, you know, I had a fake Israelite name and everything, right? It was a kind of like a placeholder, you know what I'm saying? Until I actually get my real name, right? So he's like, you know, he's like, yeah, we do got. I had one. He said,
everybody know about now. Everybody know. Y'all know. Go ahead, bro.
He said, we do have one soldier. And he said my name. I said, that's me. You know what I'm saying? And he gave me the number to Captain Kaposh. You know what I'm saying? And there it was on, you know what I'm saying? You know, I made sure that I, you know, reported to Captain Kaposh and everything, you know, start watching all of his classes and all of that, you know, he gave me all type of counsel concerning my rib because the demons got up on her, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but, you know, in this thing for, you know, I was in this thing for the long haul, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, they helped me, you know, him and Captain Marquardt helped me, you know, fight those demons and all of that. So, you know, from then, you know, it was on.
Y'all see the stories, right? So now I bring all these brothers up from all the different cities, right? Y'all notice they all have the same story. The same exact story, which is how you know there ain't no special secret, ain't no secret sauce way to get into the truth. There's only one way, that's the straight gate. That's the Israelite School of UPK. I mean, how I know the truth, I.S.U.P.K is home of the truth. GMS told me I.S.U.P.K was the truth. That's the only reason I knew about I.S.U.P.K. Never heard of it, didn't know what the fuck it was, or no shit like that. I asked this cat, who I didn't know was in GMS. I said, well, where is the truth at? He said, I.S.U.P.K sent me to Philadelphia. I contacted I.S.U.P.K. They said, we're going to be at 12th and Market at the convention center. I was so naive. I didn't even know what the fucking camp was. I had never seen street speakers. I never seen a YouTube or nothing. When they said it was going to be at the convention center, I think I'm going into a building like this to watch them have a class, like a presentation or some shit like that. I did not know they did teachings on the street. And the first person I met was General Hodge. The first speaking I ever saw was a white man kissing their feet. And I've been I.S.U.P.K ever since. So all these stories is the same. Everything gonna lead you right to I.S.U.P.K. That's it. Ain't no other way. Ain't no other fucking camp. Ain't no other group. Camp, number one, there is only one camp, and camp is only what you do on the weekends. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We are not a camp. Anybody saying they're a camp actually demean themselves, which is how you know they're fucking imposters. So don't call yourself a camp. We're a school. Now, before we close, I just want to get two scriptures, if I could. If somebody can get Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 9 and 10, and then we're gonna wrap it up after that. You want to read it? I'll read it. No sweat. I appreciate it. We're going to Wisdom of Solomon, the 18th chapter. This is why, now, when you read, for time's sake, I'm not reading from 1 through 8 or 1 through 9. But when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 18th chapter, it talks about what we went through and why the Passover is important. It talks about, when you read like verse 5, it talks about when the Egyptians went to slay the saints. Saints meaning us, of course, Israel, wanting to kill our firstborn. That's when Moses was brought forth. If you read Exodus 2 and 21, when we went through them atrocities, we didn't pray to the Egyptians to get free. We didn't pray to Haru or Horus or Seth.
We prayed to the Most High, and He heard our prayers. That's why General Hyman brought out Luke the 18th chapter when it says here, anybody that was in class, when General Hyman brought out Luke the 18th chapter, when it says always pray and not faint, our prayers is supposed to go for the destruction of America until America is destroyed.
Right.
We have to wear the Most High out, because that's what the scriptures say you have to do. We want to get respect from the Most High. Our prayers have to go to Him. Where do our prayers go to now? Fucking Caesar Borgia, Farrakhan, Islam, anybody else but the Most High. That's why we're still in this condition. But their prayer went to them. Now, after that, we know the plagues and everything came. Read verse 9.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 9. For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly, and with one consent made a holy law.
Made a what?
Holy law.
Anybody know what that holy law was? What that sacrifice secretly was? Anybody know? Now, you may have to know this chapter to know what it's talking about. What is the Passover about? Go ahead, Abon. Right, that's the secret sacrifice. Y'all know the Passover. The reason why we got to eat that lamb is because what they did was sacrifice that lamb and put the blood of that lamb on the door. That was a secret. You know why it was a secret? Because only Israel knew. We didn't tell the goddamn Egyptians, which lets you know God ain't about everybody. And the Israelites knew God wasn't about everybody. So they weren't letting their buddy, the Egyptian, know we about to put this blood on the door. They only put the blood on their door so Israel could be protected. They had no interest in saving the Egyptians because the Egyptians, number one, had their kingdom, had their rulership, and they were the ones persecuting us. That's why we don't let Africans join, why we don't let white people join, Chinese, anything. We're doing the same thing our ancestors do. The only difference is because of YouTube and social media, it ain't a secret. It ain't a secret we hate white people. It ain't a secret we want them to die. It's we're supposed to prophesy against them. Everybody with me, right? Keep reading.
That the saints should be alike, partakers of the same good and evil.
Partakers of the same good and evil. What's the good and evil? Who knows what's the good and evil? Remember, Isaiah 40 and say, I control the light and the dark. I create good and I create evil. So what's the good and evil here, Quran? That's right. That death angel was coming to the same city that both Israelites and Egyptians lived in. The only difference is the Israelites would be spared in the middle of the destruction. That's why we ain't supposed to be worried about the destruction of America. Because just like that death angel came and killed the firstborn of all the Egyptians, and the Israelites was safe. The Israelites did not have a worry at all. It's the same way we'll be safe. When we see America get destroyed, y'all notice we don't go through all that murders and killings and all that bullshit that happened to everybody else. Everybody else does. Because they're all firewood if they don't turn to the Most High. We're all safe. That's the good and the evil. Keep going.
The fathers now singing out the songs of praise.
And singing a song of praise. Like that's the, if you're going to sing a song, sing Exodus. You know when we say Lord is a man of war, Exodus 15:3, right? Y'all know that's a song, right? Y'all made use, when you start at verse 1, that's a song that the Israelites sang. That's the song you're supposed to sing. In Psalms 149, it says, let the high praises of the Most High be in your mouth. And who know the rest of that? And a two-edged sword in the hand. That's the type of songs we're supposed to sing to execute punishments against the heathen. That's the songs we're supposed to sing, not that Christian shit they sing. Keep reading, huh?
Verse 10. But on the other side.
But on the other side. So now while we in the comfort, while that death angel just chilling and roaming around and doing everything that it's doing, on the other side, read.
There sounded an ill-according cry.
I can only imagine the cry that goes out that night when them babies is dying. And don't have no sympathy about that, because every time, I remember we was in Florida, I was in Florida camp last week, and this black woman came into the camp and said, how could we speak about, excuse me, how could we call little babies devils, is what she asked me. And I said to her, how can you gonna get mad at me for calling the little white baby devils when they're killing our black babies? You understand? Like Tamir Rice got killed in the fucking park, in a park. You understand? So how can you cry? And I'm not saying to kill white babies. I'm just calling them devil. I'm just saying a name. And you getting mad at me at that. I can only imagine the cry that they lamented. Keep going.
Of the enemies.
Of the what?
Enemies.
Why are they enemies? Anybody know why they're enemy? Why are the Egyptians enemies? Who knows? Well, give me a little more. That's true. Correct. That's true. That's why they're enemies. This ain't got, I don't care about them being Egyptian, just like I don't hate white people because they're white. It's the crimes that they, like anytime you commit an atrocity against another people, you naturally become the enemy. Black people just forgot that shit. Like black people have become such good, blacks and Hispanic, because they forgot too. We have become such good slaves that we forgot what it is like to actually have an enemy, because we're bred to just love everybody. Like, how can we be the one nation that just got to love everybody regardless of what happened? But when the white man, when something gets done to the white man or the Arab or whatever, they know justice. When the Africans was tired of them devils, they told them devils in Africa, they kicking them out. They don't call them Africans a hate group at all, because they understand it. Hold your peace. They understand it. Keep reading. Is that it on that verse?
And a lamentable noise was carried abroad for the children that were bewailed.
Drop down to verse 13.
Verse 13. For whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantment.
What was the enchantments that they wouldn't believe? Who knows what the enchantments was? The rock? Right. Exactly. Not the serpent, the water turning into blood, the frogs, the locusts, all the plagues that hit Egypt. You would think Egypt would have said, okay, we're going to let you go. And here's the heavy part. Did Moses tell them that they wanted to leave Egypt? What did he want to do? They just wanted 3 days to serve their God. Now, if Pharaoh would have did it, Israel would have came back, everything would have been fine. He didn't even want them to serve their God. What happens when we say Christ is black? The Israelites is black. We get the same level of hatred that they get. So now it says when they wouldn't believe those enchantments, go ahead.
Upon the destruction of the firstborn, they acknowledge this people to be the sons of God.
When you kill the firstborn of any nation and your nation is chilling, they will acknowledge that you are the son of the Most High. That's why the white man has to die. When the white man dies, is man, woman, and child, then they will recognize, because they ain't listening to us talk. They not just listening to us and say, we the children of Israel, leave us alone, let us be. So now they have to die. So when we celebrate that Passover, we don't just remember our ancestors. We bring up the prayers for this place to be destroyed too. All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the class. I'm sure I appreciate all y'all coming out. Shalom.